Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of It's a Progressive World, a lighthearted show about everything and nothing. As always, you can find timestamps down below, and please like and subscribe. Alrighty, Sam, we haven't done a show for quite a while, but the good thing is that we managed to compile all the crazy people stuff over the last few weeks, all the crazy characters, so-called presidential candidates. Although I don't know, there has to be some kind of requirement for actually being a presidential candidate. I don't
There's
know if you
no.
can consider these
Uh,
people. For some people who in their heads ran for US president, they had as much of a chance as anybody sitting anywhere in any corner of the world, born or not born, dead or alive. Their chances were equally the same. Their efforts were probably the same. Recognition was the same.
I would say some of the dead people had better chances, but okay.
Higher likelihood. Who would you bet on?
I like
This
that.
dead person or Cenk? This dead person or Cornel?
I think Michael Jackson has a
I
better
mean, yeah.
chance of becoming,
I
and
think
he's
the
dead.
dead lad.
Well,
I'll go with the dead guy.
Tupac has a much better chance. I don't know. He's had a resurgence recently.
Realistically speaking, I think that that
Just
guy
taking,
had a better chance.
just having a real talk about the numbers.
Yeah. There's a better
No, it
chance
was.
that this person's
Uh,
hologram becomes a president than you as a real person.
I mean, I know it seems that our show, everything is meticulously planned, but I assure you it is not. And the way somehow this episode came about, it does feel like last night was the cherry on top of, like, exactly after we recorded our last session, Marianne did a fantastic interview on bad faith, which Marianne Williamson, which we're going to discuss. It was amazing. It was mostly her saying, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I don't know. I'm not going there. I'm not coming with you there. I'm not going there. I've told you I don't go abroad often, and I'm not going there. So that was we started with that. Then the cherry on the top at the end was the drama between Matt Taibbi and Bri, and Robbie was also there. So that was fun. So we're gonna have all of that, and obviously our friend of the show, we can actually say that friend of the show, Norm, had a clash with Destiny
Yeah.
from the Destiny's children. If I'm not mistaken, that's where he's from, right? He's from what was
No,
that,
that's
Destiny's
Destiny
Child or
Child.
Destiny's
Yeah, no,
Child?
that's Destiny Child. And there are three
Child?
girls. Yeah.
But there were three. Why weren't they Destiny's children or Destiny children? Anyway,
I
I
think they
don't
were
know
Destiny's
how they
Child.
come up with band. But they're three. Shouldn't they be children? Just
Oh,
plural because
I
they're
mean,
three.
each of them can be Destiny's. There we go. Sorry, Sean.
They live in a fantasy where each of them is the chosen
But I
one.
mean, actually, I
But
don't know. What was them? Or maybe it was children. No, Destiny's Child. So,
no,
you're
no, it was
Destiny's
Destiny's Child.
Child.
I
It makes sense. Like each of you or as a group are Destiny's
Oh,
Child.
you're this. Oh, all
Yeah.
right. I got it. I thought
Yeah.
Destiny is the name of somebody. I
No,
did
no, no.
not know they were metaphorically speaking. I had
Yeah.
no idea their poetry and lyrics was so deep. It reminds me of Byron. But at any rate, so yeah, that happened, which was amazing. So we're gonna discuss all of them. There was yeah, exactly as you say, all the characters played their part.
I mean, yeah,
As
everyone. So I mean, Norman, I'm sure he's still out there just
oh yeah,
destroying
Norman is a
people, building
Norman
livelihoods,
is
enriching people with just YouTube
yeah.
content left and right.
Yeah.
Then
Uh,
what else? We have Cenk
oh,
here
Jang.
just crying. I think he cried nonstop. I mean, I don't know. I think this is him crying. He just went on Bree's show
No,
crying.
it
I
was worse
hate
than crying.
he's
It was worse
so
than crying.
he's
I'm sorry, it
so
was
annoying.
whimpering. It was
I mean, all he did is him
That's
and
his
Bree
yeah.
contradict each other, which or like oppose each other, and they're arguing. And then he's like, "But I think we both agree." No, you don't both agree. Then again, they argue for 5 minutes. Bree, I think we both. No, you don't both agree.
You're on the same
Just saying
page.
that doesn't
You're on
make
the
it,
same.
Yeah.
No, the best part is just he's still in like 1990. It's just, but as soon as I come in, they come in with their smears and What is
No,
this? Like
I don't think
1982?
anybody made it
Like,
smear level. Maybe RFK. RFK did make it smear level, but I mean he's a different thing. But they
but
didn't make
he's
it to the
that's not a
stage to get
smear if you're
smeared.
actually guilty. It's not
That's
a
true.
smear. If you're actually like, yeah, I'm actually a lunatic.
Well,
So
but I think even the deep state thought that it's not fair game to attack neither Cenk or
Cenk?
Cornel. They're like,
No, no, no,
no, we need to
no.
see some traction
Yeah, yeah.
before we're
Yeah,
allowed.
yeah.
If not, I don't know. They would go
I mean,
after
they
them.
love, yeah, they love attacking minorities, but this is pathetic.
Yeah,
This
I
is
know. I was
just
like,
like
no, we won't cross that
picking on
line.
a, yeah, no, we don't need to go there.
And
There
Jill
is,
Stein
at
here
the
is
same time, there is some
hilarious.
drama between,
Go ahead.
oh, you think Jill Stein is
No, this
hilarious?
video is
No, it's
hilarious
just the
because
drama is
everybody
between
just
Jill
finds
and
out.
Cornell.
Yeah,
But
because everybody, even in the comment section, they're like, Jesus Christ, this Cornell
what
guy
a,
is just I don't know, horny dog. I don't know what else you can.
a child.
I don't know how else you can
Oh,
characterize him.
yeah.
And then
Bit
we
of a
have a
child, it
new
seems.
Matt
He seems to be a
Taibbi.
bit of a child. But so we have updates on those too. Yeah, there was a well with first apparently on Twitter with Zayd Gilani, they had a back and forth, and then with Bri on the hill. And
Yeah,
uh yeah, I mean I mean, yeah, it was an interesting one because everybody I feel like I hated who was in these involved in any of this dispute. But yeah, I think the biggest problem is that since Matt Taibbi did the Twitter files, nobody like cares at all about him, and people don't follow him as much, so nobody knows about the intrinsic details of what is he doing and what
of
is
the
he not doing.
stupidest thing that he
And then
did.
there are of these misunderstandings, and yeah, well, I don't know,
No,
yeah,
the
yeah,
Twitter
oh yeah,
files
I mean,
has to
off,
be
yeah.
like, and him trying to still make it seem like such a big story. I mean, it was
Did
the
he? Did
most
it? I feel like he's playing
meaningless
it
thing
down a
ever. Not anymore.
bit.
No, I
I
think
think he's
after
thinking, well,
minute
but it
12
paid
where we're
well
listening
though. You can
to
tell.
why? Because of the goatee or
But you,
the jacket
no, no,
or
no,
he has a
no,
studio now?
no, 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 no. I'm giving you a hint right now.
Oh,
Look at
he
me.
did his teeth?
I think so, man. I don't know. His mouth completely looks. His teeth looks completely different. I
You're
think
right.
he's
They
done
do
his teeth.
look
Yeah.
different. I thought
And
maybe it
man, in
has.
America, it's so funny. In America, it's like so expensive for people. Like you have to be like a billionaire to afford like doing your teeth. So yeah, I think he's done his teeth for sure. I don't know. I've always his mouth was always weird, and now it's much more normal.
I don't know.
Don't
He
you
does
think?
look weird in this video, so you're right. But I mean, I can't tell because for
And I
once he's not
promise
in
you,
the room that he's in with his drum bass behind him or his guitars, and he has a goatee and he has a jacket, so he has a lot of elements that are kind of confusing me.
oh, okay. But all right. But the mouth is the mouth. I mean,
But
the
still, I
goatee
don't
I
know. Too
understand,
many factors have changed.
but the
He's throwing me
jacket,
off. He's he's
jacket is throwing
confused
you.
me. He's been successful there. That was the goal. He got me. I
Yeah. I
can't
mean,
quite
I'm even
put my finger.
I'm even like I'm 50-50 on the fact the hat is because he's done a hair transplant. But then again,
Think he
let's
went
see
to
that one.
Turkey?
Let's wait another 6 months. Yeah, possibly. Iran, cheaper option.
No, Turkey is good. They give you a complete package. That's what I like.
Actually, Iran is,
Oh, Iran,
it's
they give you a complete package too.
sure, of course. And it's cheaper. Complete package, cheaper. Organic wine too.
Organic.
But
But okay, all
yeah,
right.
this is
Let's get right into it. Here we have, well, this is not Max Friedman's, or is this his channel too?
no, no,
This guy's
no, I don't
channel?
think so. No, no, no. I don't think that's his channel, no.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
someone put a nice little edit of Norman
Yep.
Finkelstein debating Destiny, although here it says versus Stephen Borelli, but I guess Stephen Borelli is the guy here laughing his ass off, right?
No, no, no. Steven man, did you watch this
I
at all?
did, but it was a
Like,
few weeks ago.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. But okay, go to the beginning of the video. Let's
Yeah,
watch
yeah, no,
this
for
whole thing.
sure. Yeah.
But no, it's Norm Finkelstein and the other guy who's I think Palestinian or something versus Benny Morris, famous Israeli historian, and Destiny's real name is Steve
Oh,
Borelli
really?
or a Steve Morelli or a Steve Borel or a Steve Borepel. We don't know. Nobody knows
Oh,
what is Destiny's real name because Norm Finkelstein decided to just say whatever he wanted to call him
that
whatever he
was
wanted
too
to.
funny.
And this video is an indication of that. So let's just, but it was one of the funniest, like just Norm losing it at
Too funny.
Destiny. It was good. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Let's watch this. Let me know in case you want me to stop it at times.
Norm and Benny
yeah.
are historians. Muin is a Middle East analyst, and Steven is a sex researcher on everything from fetishes to relationships. A con man, a fraud, and would be remiss if I didn't mention he's also a sex worker. This is the Lex Friedman podcast. And now, dear friends, here's Norman Finkelstein, Benny Morris, Muin Rabbani, and Steven Bunnell.
Cornel, that's it.
Your name, please?
Stephen Bunnell.
Okay. Mr. Bunnell, I'm a lot more literate than you, Mr. Borelli.
I'm gonna believe the guy that wrote
You
the
read
stuff.
what Wikipedia says.
That's not controversial.
Mr. Bunnell,
Those kids weren't just on the beach as is often stated in articles. Those kids were literally coming out of a previously identified Hamas compound that they had operated from. They literally did. You can Google it. You can Google it.
With all
Mr.
due
Finkelstein
respect,
or-
with all due
Mr. Borelli.
respect, you're such a fantastic moron. It's terrifying.
But you only collect what the UN says that you like.
See, the problem, Mr. Morelli, is you don't know the English language. You don't
I can read from the
Did you
UN
hear-
website
did
itself.
I
In regards
say-
to the Great March of Return,
Please
they said,
stop with your
while the
idiotic-
vast majority of
with your
protesters have
idiotic-
acted in a peaceful manner,
No, listen to what
during
he's
most
saying.
protests,
Did-
dozens have
did you
approached the
just
fence,
agree with
attempting
me,
to
Mr.
damage it. Multiple
No due
commanders
respect,
until all of these
Mr.
people
Bunnell.
signed
Do
off
not tell me
on
what I don't
killing
understand.
4 Palestinians.
I don't spend my nights on Wikipedia. I read books. I admit that as a signal.
Waste of time.
Yeah,
Wasting time
I
right
know
now.
books are a waste of time.
They could be.
To see the misrepresentations that Mr. Bunnell, based on his Wikipedia entry,
Okay,
because
well, let's,
you might
let me read.
you might recall,
Let
Mr.
me read
Burrell,
it. Let me read
Mr.
it. I
Burrell.
didn't want to read one.
Let him read.
It is absolutely, you're
Mr.
dead
Borelli,
wrong.
Mr. Borelli, please don't teach me about the English language.
Did you read the case?
Yeah.
It is
Mr.
a highly
Borelli,
special intent
I'm
to be
gonna
convicted
ask you
of
again.
genocide. Yes.
Please stop displaying your imbecility.
Okay, I'm
Do
sorry
not-
if you think the
do-
Declaration of the
don't
Constitution.
put on public display that you're a moron. At least have the self-possession to shut up. Did I
I'm
read the
comfortable putting
case?
my display on camera. If you're
Mr.
comfortable putting
Borelli,
yours in
Mr.
books,
Borelli,
okay?
I read the case around 4 times.
They just
Okay.
don't show genocidal
Mr. Borelli,
intent.
brace
I don't think so
yourself.
either.
The Israeli Minister of
Mr.
Finance on the
Borelli.
8th of October 2023 to condemn every nation that goes to war.
Mr. Bunnell,
Wait, you do know how to pronounce my name. Are you mispronouncing it intentionally?
Yeah, he made you into an Italian all the time.
touched by your solicitude for international law. Is it the inadmissibility of the acquisition of territory by force?
Which is
That
meaningless.
It may be meaningless to you, Mr.
It was
Bunnell.
meaningless to everyone
Okay,
in the region.
Mr. Bunnell.
Who
that
owned the Gaza
is-
Strip before 67?
Mr. Bunnell, don't change the subject. If you don't know what you're talking
It's not
about,
about change.
at least
You can say-
have the
I'm curious,
at least
how
have the
close is
humility.
242?
You talk
How
about
close
chapter
has
6.
242
You
gotten?
don't know
How
chapter
close
6.
has 242
You don't
gotten
know
to the
chapter
Palestinians
6
to peace?
from tweet 5. You have no idea what you're talking about. It's just so embarrassing. At least have some humility. Between us, we've read maybe 10,000 books on the topic, and you've read 2 Wikipedia entries, and you start talking about chapter 6. Do you know what chapter 7 is?
Answer me.
Do you know what chapter
Norm,
7
answer me a
is?
question. How close has 242 gotten the Palestinians to a state?
Let
How
me
close has the
answer that.
2004 advisory opinion gotten the West Bank settlement?
What's your
agreement?
alternative?
The actual
Oh, making
alternative?
money.
The actual
Destiny
alternative?
should
Yes,
talk about
your
making money
media,
off
your
of
media blitz.
idiocy.
Look,
Listen to this.
the only option is
Mr. Cornell
combat.
is now an expert on Palestinian
Hold on.
mentality.
Where it was a good
We
faith
have a
effort.
written record.
With all due respect,
We have a written
Mr.
record,
Pop
Mr.
Historian,
Burrell.
you can't even read the written records. I don't know why you're referring
Excuse
to it. Okay?
me? I
There-
just said there
there's-
are 15,000 pages on Annapolis.
And I'm sure you cherry-picked your favorite quotes
I
from
don't
all of
cherry
them,
pick.
okay?
Hey,
That's
at
great.
least,
That's
Mr.
great.
Burrell, at
Yeah.
least I had a quote to cherry
That's
pick.
great.
All you
Finkelstein.
have
And
is
I can,
Wikipedia.
Do you want me, I gave you
All
quotes.
you
I
have
can
is
give you quotes. Do you want
Wikipedia.
quotes?
Nobody asked for all of Israel. Why do
what do you
say
mean?
things
They
like
asked for
that?
all of Israel in 48. They asked for all of Israel in 67.
Okay,
What do you
Mr.
think those
Brunel,
wars were about?
you talk
You're not going to
so-
respond
you
to
talk
anything
so-
I'm saying because you have no
I'll
answer.
respond to you.
That's correct.
Okay,
yeah.
Mr. Brunel.
If you're a historian, if you do all this work, you think the things, tell me what they said. Don't
Something,
just tell me a
Mr.
sentence. Tell me by what
Mr.
metric.
Brunel.
He's not going to answer again.
I don't think I've avoided any of your questions,
you have.
except when they breached the threshold of complete imbecility.
Because they were
Mr.
fake,
Burrell,
or that maybe
Mr. Burrell,
51% of the
Mr.
people were
Burrell,
killed by Hamas and Islamic Jihad, but
Please
49% were killed by IDF helicopters.
Thank you, Norm. Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Moeen. Thanks for listening to this conversation with Norman.
Was Lex Friedman's studio always so, I don't know, look like a random meeting room in an old university?
I feel like I always feel like his studio is like a university library, but this time it felt like a university library room that you rent or something. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Norm did not really. I must say, he did not really engage with him, nor should he have. Like he just went for the, you know.
His insults are the funniest.
Mr. Banana.
Man, so this thing was actually 4 hours long. You watched it?
No, I skimmed.
They actually talk for 4 hours and 57 minutes.
Oh yeah, you're crazy. Yeah. I mean,
2.7 million views,
so
man. If YouTube did not censor this or did not demonetize the money that would come with this.
I know, right? No, Lex is, shoveling money.
He's just, he literally.
General.
You literally has to go to the bank, look for a new solution. They're like,
yeah,
all the things you guys offer won't cover it.
No,
I need something bigger.
Listen, this weekend I have Hassan Piker versus Oppenheimer.
Can you just give me the whole bank? I think I might need. It's clear, even like digitally, you can't hold this much money. The computer, you need to program the bank accounts or something to hold this much money.
Yeah, no. Lex Friedman and Joe Rogan are like if ever there was this is the most crystallized example of how just complete lack of any intelligence pays off. I feel like.
But
like if you're completely
I mean,
blank.
I know that Joe doesn't act like that anymore, but he used to. But kind of act like you're open to hearing new ideas and things.
Oh
so
yeah,
you kind of need to have that shtick going on.
Still does.
Does he still do it? I don't know. But back in the day, he definitely that was his main thing, right? Like, oh, interesting. So, yeah. And that's why sometimes he aligns with people that you like and all that because he's playing that game.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think he's more open-minded, I suppose, or pretends to be more open-minded than mainstream. But yeah.
I mean, the good thing with Joe is one video can really change his mind. So, I mean, as long as you get the right video in front of him, he'll leave his wife and children or something.
Right
Don't do
combination
that,
of words. In 3 minutes. Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna eat whales anymore. We're eating whales.
Yeah, no, he'll just completely like, Joe, take it easy, no. Don't quit water.
Yeah, it's dangerous if somebody convinces him of something like
he's
damaging.
So drastic suddenly.
No, yeah, but yeah, it's just I never thought I'll see it for real, but you just see that the completely emptiness that I think Joe Rogan and especially Lex Friedman just presents, completely hollowness. There is like literally nothing there.
Yeah.
And I guess everybody sees what they want to see.
I'm glad to see here that, okay, at least Destiny went to the bathroom. That was my main concern. I was like, wait, did they go pee or not during this 5 hour?
Was there a bathroom break?
Lex, can you let me know if you allowed them to go use the restroom?
I hope Lex is into that stoic shit, so I hope they did it. They were like, no, pee in the bottle if you want. So, but
And
talking of Israel and Palestine, and I don't know, by the way, what was the substance of the debate between Normans? This I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, Iran and Israel tensions have risen up. Israel, they bombed the Iranian consulate in Syria, and now everybody's saying that Iran is probably going to respond one way or another, possibly. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Iran is going to respond?
yeah, but just in the usual way that was going on, although it's the usual way. So I mean, yeah, I guess take it out on Syria. Right?
Iraq, most likely this
Yeah.
time. But yeah, Americans are in Iraq. So. Yeah, that's my thinking too. But a lot of reports and leaks and all that say that this time they might try to directly hit Israel, because it is true that during the last 6 months, like they've had 30 senior Sepah commanders assassinated by Israel in Syria and Iraq and all that. So they
I
have
mean,
to do something.
Yeah, and going after a consulate was really pushing it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like basically they hit you officially they hit you in your own territory. So,
Yeah.
But so I don't know, they might or they might just hit Golan Heights, somewhere that the land is disputed or something,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was crazy, and dollar is just going up and up and up. So that's like
Oh yeah, really. What is it now in terms of Toman?
60,
Wow.
65,000. When you were here, now it was what? I think it was 45 or something, if I'm not mistaken. So it's 20,000 increased or something. Yeah, it's crazy.
And apparently
But
the slightly unrelated but related to Iran before the next thing isn't on Israel Palestine. So I think we can move to this. It's okay. I'm just checking if I didn't skip any Israel Palestine.
I would say this Iran consulate thing has gotten a bit overshadowed by the fact that they hit the aid workers, Israelis. So I think.
Oh yeah. That's like the main thing that Western
Yeah, exactly.
media outlets
That
are
happened almost. I
outraged
think it
about.
happened in the same day or a day.
Yeah.
Would be so it pretty much got completely overshadowed by that to an extent. But yeah, before Israelis hit Iranian consulate, there was that attack on the Krakow, I know that hall, the music hall in Russia, where Islamic terrorists apparently, although there is a lot of questions whether they are actually Islamic terrorists, whether they were paid by others or not. Yeah, they attacked the city hall. It was pretty scary, and yeah, they killed over 150 people, I believe, or just about 150. And yeah, they all got yeah. Did you see that they released their torture videos? That was like
No.
yeah.
No, I mean I don't watch
Yeah,
this kind of things.
no, I didn't watch the videos, but I did see that. Yeah, apparently Russian security forces, they released the way they treated the four
Oh, the
terrorists
people
after
that they
they got them.
captured, the terrorists that they captured, I see.
Yeah. It was pretty brutal. Apparently they cut off one of their ears, put it in his mouth. Another one, they electrocuted his genitals. There is a video of that apparently. So yeah,
Jeez.
I mean, to be fair, man, if you commit such crimes, just commit suicide before you like because there was the terrorist attack yesterday actually in Iran, in southern Iran as well, and it is probably again Islamic terrorists and all that. And they were talking to an Iranian military guy, and he was saying most of them fight, and then they have a jacket with explosives, and then when they run out of bullets, they explode themselves. It is very this thing in Russia is very odd. The fact that they, I don't know. And it was in Ramadan. Muslims usually don't. At Ramadan, it's against Islam to
What
fight in
man, like
Ramadan.
ISIS is as far removed from is I don't know. I mean, like ISIS doesn't even like I mean
Not
the
in
other
that way, though.
terrorist
No,
groups, so
they do follow these
they're
type of
associated
laws,
with
though.
like states or movements or something at least. But like ISIS is kind of similar, I don't know, to I guess the mafia also cares about some. But they're more in
No,
that
yeah,
kind of
exactly,
thing. I mean,
man.
they're so far. I mean, I just mean that they're
No,
not
man,
really associated anymore at all to a particular state or movement. They're just
no, but they
pure
are
terrorist
associated with
criminal
Islam.
gang.
No, I would
Yeah, I
say
mean
they are
everybody
still
is
associated
associated to
with Islam.
something to an extent, but I mean
No,
I
they
just wouldn't compare
follow
them.
Islamic rules pretty
I
harshly. I
wouldn't
don't
compare
think
it
they
to
just
like Al
move away
Qaeda
from
or
it.
Taliban, you know. They had a much more, it seemed, stronger link
Well,
to that. I think ISIS are now just like hitman mafia groups
what?
that you can probably hire to just do whatever you want. Like, I don't even know if they have their own agenda.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if what I'm
No, I
saying
would.
makes
I mean,
sense, but
ISIS. No, I know what you mean. You're basically they're mercenaries at this point. But I mean,
yeah.
they seem. They seem to be quite active in Central Asia and quite ideological, but I'm sure it's a bit of both. But I would say they
I
do
mean, so are
care
the
about
other
Islam.
ones,
They're
but
not like, they're not a completely mercenary group, you know. But you know what I mean? Like they care, they follow whatever Islamic.
I mean, of course, you need to have like
They
some kind of branding, but I think they're just like it's more branding than all the other ones.
I don't know. I really don't. I haven't looked into it deep enough, but yeah. No, I don't know. I assume they must have some, you know, zealotry. I don't know. But it was a scary one, and a lot of people are saying it's going to increase these type of attacks in Europe, in Russia. Basically, we'll see. But
Why are you
all of them
coming
are.
after me? What did I do to you?
I'm just saying,
Why are you
you get
putting an
ready.
ad? No.
I'm just saying, be careful. You keep saying it's just branding. Next time you see a Muslim guy,
No.
think about next time you see somebody with a hijab, just keep your distance. That's all I'm saying. No, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, it's yeah, we'll see. Are you not worried about oh, they were all Tajik, you know that?
No, no.
Yeah, they were all Tajik, Persian speakers, basically. So not good for us, basically. Keep it on the low. Don't talk. If anybody asks where they from, tell them you don't know. Tell them probably Afghanistan.
I know. I'll tell you what I'm more concerned about, which we're going to go away and come back.
Yeah.
Is this guy committing something? I'm more
Jesus
concerned
Christ.
about this
Yeah, I
guy
know, right?
from California doing something.
Yeah, I know, man. Can you imagine if he grew up in poverty in Tajikistan? Like, everybody
I'm very
knows.
concerned about this guy. Now, this threat, I take it very seriously
Oh my
against
God.
himself, his family, his show, me, thousands of kilometers away, just everyone. I'm just very concerned.
I, I mean,
Bri,
I mean,
I mean,
he's
Bri should
crazy.
definitely go in the program. What's that program that the FBI offers where they
Oh, a
hide
witness
you?
protection.
Yeah,
Witness
I mean, they should definitely.
He should go on that. It's not a program you can sign up for. If you are involved, you should sign up for that program. No, he's a
I feel
completely
only Anna has the crypt. I think Anna is our only hope, actually.
to what?
She
For what?
to countering this guy. I feel like she's the only one who can just one day be like, Cenk, I've had enough.
No, man, to be honest, I don't feel we have a problem countering this guy. I don't think he's like putting him down would be a problem. It's just annoying. But I think in this video it finally became clear to me that he's not that stupid. He's just really a stupid grifter. Because did you
big
see
piece
at
of
the end?
shit. And like I
Oh,
told you, we're
huge
gonna
piece of
see
shit.
it. I finally understand what gaslighting means, thanks to him.
Really?
I
Okay,
have a
show
lot of
me.
problem with this
Because
word, but
I'm
no,
not
I
sure you do
understand.
know.
No,
No, I'm not sure, man. You said
gaslighting
you've
is
done
this
this.
based on my understanding. I tell you,
All
like,
right.
Sam, my
You-
favorite color is blue, and you're like, my
Okay.
favorite color is red. And then 2 seconds later, you're like, okay, so since both of us like blue more or red, whatever, more than any other color, blah blah blah. I mean, that's all he does. They contradict each other. They don't contradict, they argue for 15, 20 minutes, and Cenk is
Yeah,
like,
kind of.
so since we're on the same page, or I think we're both on the same page, or
I
we're
feel that's not quite gaslighting. Gaslighting, I feel like, is when somebody sees you at a coffee shop and all like you lock eyes, and then like the next day or something, you're like, oh, you were at that coffee shop, and he or she's like, no, I wasn't. No, I thought that's gaslighting. It's when you deny something that,
I don't know. This
you
this
know,
word is very complicated.
it comes from that movie that like
Yeah,
1970s movie.
manipulation, and which is, I guess, is what he does, right? She's like, blah blah
Then
blah, I
he's
disagree with you, this and that, and then 2 seconds later, he's
systematically
like,
fed for. Okay, this is all right. This
no,
is
but he
let's
is
put
systematic too. Every
no. This is
5 minutes.
no. No, put Oxford Dictionary or something. This is some psychologically today bullshit. Systematic means to manipulate them into doubting their own perceptions. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you're right, I guess. If somebody says, you just told me you love color blue or something
Yeah,
when you didn't, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean,
He
that's
keeps
all he
trying to,
does.
yeah.
And then here, I mean, it gets so bad.
They should bring back, I mean, I don't want to say this early in the show, but they should bring back capital
No,
punishment. Seriously, what is this? Like, what? He's like seriously wasting his own time, his family's time, his friends' time. Like, come on, let's just take him to,
look at him. He's
marshland
such a
somewhere,
piece of
put a bullet
shit,
in his
though.
head.
With this
I know,
concerned
exactly. Like,
face
feed
all
him
the
to the
time,
pigs or
like
something.
crying. Like, if I just showed this picture to someone, they'll be like, okay, he just lost his entire family, right? Like, I mean, that's the only explanation to look like this, is that somebody killed everyone from his
or
children to
or
wife
he's
to
Jesus
parents.
Christ.
Or
I,
just,
I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
but let's go and come
I
back
know,
and watch a bit of
man.
this and watch the rest.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Sam. So let's resume the show, and yeah, let's go to this interview debate that Cenk and Bri had. What kind of view did it? Okay, 40,000 views. Bat Fade is north of 100, and
Yeah.
yeah, like this person is speaking of Bat Fate. Here's Cenk Uygur. I mean, he is beyond Bat Fate. But okay, there are one or two funny parts. There's one part that I want to show you, which I've showed you before. It's on 38th, 39th minute, which just shows how full of himself Cenk is and how much more of a normal person and humble person Bri is. But we'll start with a more general kind of part of the video.
Yeah, sure, but I would say that even in this early time of the interview, you can see
Yeah, but there,
what a
I mean, he
madman you're
verbalizes
dealing
it. Oh,
with.
of
The
course.
madman. I mean,
Do you think he's okay in normal life, and this is
No.
more like his work
No.
kind of show kind of face, or yeah?
no. I think he's not okay in any walk of life. I think you do. I think you look at him and you realize. I think I'm surprised he's still married. Like, I'm very looking forward to his wife's tell-all book about him, and all that. We'll see, but who knows?
Yeah,
Why would they even question
He's
that?
not a healthy
Because
person.
doesn't seem like.
they read from the New York Times the last time I ran for Congress that I was anti-Muslim. The New York Times just stated it as it was a fact and never clarified that I am actually.
Let me pause right now. I hate this thing where he talks about Muslim. Like, to me, until like when he started saying that he's Muslim, he just seemed like the most, which is not a bad
Oh
thing.
yeah,
I'm not
he's
dissing
not
it or
Muslim.
anything. He just seemed like the most agnostic. Like, it wasn't part of his personality or brand, and it still isn't. Like, he has no way of showing it. He just
No, he says he's not a
mentions
Muslim.
it. He says he's not a Muslim.
No, he doesn't claim to be a Muslim. No, I
I
don't think.
see. I thought like he claims that he is and he understands it.
No, no. No. Wait, that's the thing about it. He's the best. He claims he's not a Muslim, but he understands it better than most Muslims.
I
So
see. That
that's
part was just so not part of his
the impression.
personality. But now he kind of tries to.
Look, personality, schmersonality. You use whatever you can to win the argument that is at hand. Okay.
Fair
You have a
enough.
cousin that was a Muslim. I'm a Muslim.
That cousin.
I saw Quran once. What do you say?
Fair enough. No, I thought he was actually identifying as like.
No, he was. I don't think I never seen that. So I've always
Fair
seen
enough.
him. No, I think I've seen him say when he's agnostic or atheist or something.
Actually born Muslim.
Why would they write that?
They wrote it because once an outsider runs, a smear factory begins. So that particular smear came from.
But of all the ways to smear you, I would expect. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to awfulize here, but I would expect the usual slight that Muslims get is that they are anti-Semitic, for instance. It's something that a lot of us who've been defending Palestine on the left have been hit with. It seems bizarre to go out of your way to accuse a Muslim person of being. I mean, I don't know. I have been accused of being anti-black, so I don't know.
But you see, it's so confusing. He doesn't deny that he's not. I mean, I don't get it. Just the whole thing is confusing.
He said he was born Muslim. I mean, that's. No, they accused him of being anti-Muslim, and he says, I was born Muslim.
But that's not a justification whatsoever.
I know, but he doesn't claim to be a Muslim either. I know, you're right. He's a stupid. I know, he's like, I have black friends type argument. Like
it's literally
some
the
of
same.
the most Islamic people in the world. I would say the most anti-Islamic people in the world were born Muslim.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the fuck he's saying. But yeah, in his mind, that because he was born Muslim, he can never be anti-Muslim.
No. So, Brianna, I could explain all that because
and
so
of course, you can explain all that.
At the time, if you remember, I'm running in 2020, and Bernie endorses me. The minute that Bernie endorsed me, and it was right before Super Tuesday, so it was at a critical time that they're trying to take down Bernie Sanders by any means necessary.
I remember.
So when he endorses me, they do a quick and dirty check of all of the dirty talking points against me, and then they put it up without double checking at all, let alone maybe sometimes actively on purpose doing it. So I can say that with confidence because the New York Times had to retract parts of their article about me because other journalists were shocked at the level of lying, and it's not exaggeration. They had to retract it. It's on the record. One of the things that they did, Brianna, speaking of anti-Semitic, is I had invited David Duke on to see in 2015 why is Trump so popular and why are extremists like David Duke backing him so much. And he wound up going. I thought he was going to go out anti-Muslim, anti-Latino, anti-immigrant. No, he went purely anti-Semitic rant for about an hour straight. And I called him anti-Semitic, bigoted, racist, idiot, etc., because you know my style, right? And so the New York Times said that I agreed with David Duke. I had David Duke on, and I agreed that he was not racist. And people that watched the video, they were like, "What? No, guys, this is crazy. What? So are you guys trying to smear this guy on purpose? Because no one could watch that interview and think that I was supporting David Duke. Like, so then when you look back, so where did they get that anti-Muslim part? By the way, it's anti-Semitic too, because why?
Maybe not. Yeah. But not only he's extremely entitled, he's infinitely stupid too. It's just, well, you're trying to destroy my career? No, Cenk. We are trying to promote you, dumbass.
Seriously.
God damn it. Yeah, he's the worst. By the way, I brought David Duke. I called him a racist. Like, you were trying to capitalize on the fact that the internet used to reward shit shows back in the days. You freak showrunner. He's like, what's his name? P.T. Barnum. He's one of these people. If it was 17th century, he would bring a lady with a beard on or something.
Yeah.
And he pretends he's like this, oh, I'm fighting for justice.
No.
Just shut
That's the
up.
most annoying thing, right? Like that's the most annoying
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
He would have to lecture you and tell you what he's doing is just good for you. And I mean, he's so full of himself. Should I go to the part where, I mean, this is just, he verbalizes his hubris and how full of himself he is.
I think you should go. And while you go there, I again reiterate that everybody should read or watch Daijan Napoleon, my dear Uncle Napoleon, because it just explains everything. Because pretty much the main character is exactly like there is this. Everybody knows around him in his family that it's a fantasy that he was in these wars, and he's always like, yes, we were fighting the British, and then I fought them, and I shot, but then my bullet hit the... Like, it's all this mythology making and nonsense. And it was at a critical juncture. Barney would have come in, and he would have... Anyway.
And so I'm going a few minutes back, because I want to actually capture what Brianna says, because like the contrast is really good of how Brianna presents herself and then how he presents himself. It's really the contrast of the two. So he's gonna, his comment is gonna come in exactly 3 minutes. Hopefully I've gone.
Do you know which university he went to? Because she's been to Harvard and Yale. So you know, that's just interesting to keep in mind. I don't know which school he's been to, but I don't know. I hope it's not for Harvard's sake.
I don't think he never talks about it. I think maybe he did some kind of college thing, but
do you think he's got a high school diploma or or do you think he's got a Turkish like high school diploma or something?
Yeah, I think he did, and he was probably like relatively like politically active and outspoken since a young age. So he probably did go to university for bachelor or something.
JD? Oh, he's got a doctorate in
law?
No, Jesus.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. No, sadly. I
it's
know
not true. Where did you see this?
Wikipedia. It's not the best source, but it seems that and from Columbia, man. That's probably my favorite American university, which is very disappointing. I hope it's one of these like honorary doctorates. It's in his education thing. You see there? Yeah, JD. I'm trying to find it in his career because it does seem weird to me too. That like when did he have the time?
No, but juris, a doctor of law, is a graduate entry professional degree that primarily prepares individuals to practice law. In the United States, it's the only qualifying law degree. So he did something to go to law school, and then he didn't.
You know, is Pennsylvania good? I know one idiot who went to University of Pennsylvania.
No, it's like whatever. It's like a state school. I mean, they have a good, and they're famous for a business school. That I know.
Is it Ivy League or?
No, not at all.
No.
No.
Because it's in Pennsylvania, I thought maybe. But Columbia, it's probably my favorite. Ivy League universities are all in Pennsylvania, like New York.
No, but it's not. Right? This is not one of them. Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Or Harvard, Princeton, Brown, Dartmouth. You see, University of Pennsylvania. See? God damn it! Like they ruin it.
But he went to the business school. Oh my god! No. Anyway, I wasn't even going to bring the university thing because that wasn't even too relevant. I think for what he says.
No, it's just the level of arrogance that he has. I don't. But at the same time, they ruin higher education when you have these type of people graduate.
Yeah, I can see him being like decent first. But anyway, this doesn't even. Yeah, let's watch this part.
Other things
to varying degrees. I mean, I do wonder what you make of ASC not sitting with them and wearing a keffiyeh and holding those signs up at the State of the Union.
Yeah. To some degree, etc. But what I was getting to, Brianna, is, but overall, no, I've kind of given up on them. Cenk, so
I hear you, right? Like, and everything in hindsight is 2020. But let's play this out a little bit, because obviously we're years later. We've seen the Republicans do this exercise this identical plan and do it over the speaker vote, and to do it multiple times, right? The second time actually ousting the speaker. the argument that it's about what the ask was feels a little frustrating, I think, to some of us, because me personally, I love the idea of Medicare for all being part of the ask, and I certainly am not going to deny that I'm very committed and was very committed to Medicare for all being part of the ask, precisely because we were in the middle of a global pandemic. There was no vaccine out. People were dying. People were terrified. 15 million people had just lost their health insurance, right? And it felt like a prime moment to be foregrounding Medicare for all at a time where Bernie had just lost. And it kind of felt like we weren't going to be able to have this conversation again, perhaps for a generation. And that feels kind of like where we are right now, because certainly nobody's talking about it.
No, so Brianna, but you're flipping it.
Wait, let me just finish this. Cenk. So I will admit, I'm not trying to run away from my desire for Medicare for all to be part of the ask. But at no point, and I can't speak for anybody but myself, but at no point was, to me, the ask limited in those ways. So I'm not a Hill expert. I don't know exactly what's in the province of what Nancy Pelosi can provide in her capacity as a speaker versus the kind of thing that will require broader congressional buy-in. But I do look to others like David Sirota for advice. And when I was writing the piece for Current Affairs, making the case for Force the Vote, and David Sirota reached out to me, we were kind of talking about it because he was a little bit on the other side of the issue, but we talked about it. And he was writing a competing article at the time for, I forget, The Nation maybe. And I said, well, let me just link to yours, because I think all of your asks, his argument was that the asks were too small or wrong. I said, I love your ask. I'm going to link to your article and incorporate them into mine, because I think we should ask for the moon and the stars, because they have real leverage here. Let's talk about it. I don't care what it is, but something should be demanded, right? Because I hear your point that save your political capital for later, but it's not as though they're going to oust them between January Force the Vote and March or whenever it was that they first voted on the American Rescue Plan, right? There was no risk at them not being able to have another bite of the apple. And if anything, you can make the argument that having proved their willingness to pull the trigger in January, they would be taken more seriously over the fight over taking 15 out of the American Rescue Plan or whatever it was that you wanted them to fight for. So I wonder what you say to that.
Yeah. So you said you're not a Hill expert. Unfortunately, I am a little bit. And here's what I mean by that. I've talked to a lot of these Congress people behind the scenes many, many times. And the number one disconnect between us on the outside
and she hasn't talked to them. Like, no. He's like, no. I'm an expert. No, she hasn't. I mean, she has a quarterly meeting.
He's a little expert.
With what's his name? Rokana. Like, literally every 3 months. He speaks to like the number one Democrat. She speaks to number one Democrat in the country. And yeah, but he's an expert.
Cenk is a little expert. Just like
unfortunately.
Yeah. What a day. I mean,
how full of yourself you can be. And let's hear what he says here.
No, but then go to the last 10 minutes also.
And them on the inside is the culture. And you cannot underestimate this or understate it. Once they get into Washington, they are surrounded by everything in the world is gaslighting. And they are told that if you are against your Democratic colleagues, you are a moron, you know nothing, you're embarrassing.
I don't doubt that.
Okay, hold on. I don't doubt that at all. Hold on. So
what if breaking news coming?
And all those things. And then I try to tell them, no, guys, you're getting gaslit. And there's an excellent example of that, and that's related to this story. So when you guys were asking for Medicare for all,
they're like,
I knew at that point, based on what I was hearing, that Medicare for all wasn't ever going to be proposed under any Biden administration ever.
No shit, Sherlock.
So asking that in the context of DC would have made you look crazy. Now, you're not crazy. You're not at all crazy. We should be going towards there. But that's how it would have been perceived. So they viewed it as like, oh my God, these guys have lost their mind. Whereas if you asked for $15 minimum wage, what I was getting back at that time from them was, Cenk, you're crazy because that's already passed. We're positive. Nancy Pelosi gave us a rock solid promise that it's going to pass the Senate. And I told them, guys, it's not. You're naive. And then they got super mad at me because I was trying to do something that was doable. You could actually do $15 minimum wage if that's where you did your stand. But you have to take a stand at some point. You can't take it at every point, but you have to take it at some point. And you could have taken it on $15 minimum wage. You could have taken it on Build Back Better. You could have taken it on Inflation Reduction Act. And we could debate till the cows come home when was the right time and the right way to ask that. But we know the main thing that you and I agree on is they never made the ask. So that means
and Cenk, I gotta
it was a failure.
Cenk, many of
Jesus Christ, the most meaningless.
No. If they ask for $15 instead of, and at that time when Cenk said, then we would be in paradise.
Yeah, then he knows a little bit about it. So this is the last 10 minutes or so where they tried to wrap the show up for a while because Cenk said he has to go somewhere,
but Cenk had a suggestion at the end. He's never giving up, and that's what I love about him. So let's play this.
On words for themselves. I don't mean to mischaracterize him. You can go back and listen to that episode from the summer of 2021. But he conceded some pretty important points about the strategic considerations that were being made at the time and the arguments that he was making at the time, some of which were not accurate. Okay. I'll leave it at that.
If you are so hopelessly radicalized that you think Sirota, Grimm, and me are sellouts,
it doesn't feel like I just fast forwarded an hour, but I did skip a whole hour, and it feels like it was the following sentence from what we just. But I did
actually. You're not attacking me because I'm fat. I'm not fat.
But I literally just skipped like 45 minutes, but it felt like it was just a natural continuation of that conversation.
Then no one will ever be
go further
anywhere
down
near
the
pure
line
enough for you.
where he talks about his new idea.
And I'm starting something called Operation Hope.
Okay,
even if you just caught feelings about what I said about Sirota and Grimm, and you think that they're whatever they are, I don't want to recharacterize it, okay? But you have your beef with them for whatever reason, and you have your beef with me for whatever reason. I mean, if you believe the outrageous things, then you're probably not going to.
What do you mean for whatever reason? I mean, you see, this is what I mean by gaslighting. They were just arguing for an hour and a half. Now, if you don't think we're like, I mean, this is gaslighting.
I disagree with him because he's ugly.
Like, who wants to work with a guy funded by Nancy Pelosi? Okay, fine, right? So, okay, please. Then I don't want to work with you. You don't want to work with me. Great, we agree, right? But for everyone else that, for God's sake, cares about the movement, passing bills. Because, guys, whether I win, somebody else wins, somebody was the face, the other person was the face, someone's the leader, the other one's the leader. Who cares? If you don't pass the bills, then we all collectively have done nothing. We must unite. We must unite to try to keep our eyes on the prize, which is to actually pass these bills. So what I'm doing next, Brianna, is I'm taking the kernel of the volunteers, etc., that I had on my campaign, and I'm starting something called Operation Hope, and I'm going to try to bring it over to TYT, safe transition, etc. And if you find it, if you stumble across it at some point and you like what we're doing, great. No one has any obligation.
This is impressive, man. You gotta like his commitment, though.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
right?
like you're like, okay, I'm president. That's not even over. Okay, now I'm running this movement.
No.
Now I'm astronaut.
I'm taking over Congress through other candidates. Fuck it, I'm the candidate now. I'm the president now. Oh no, none of this is working. Okay, Operation Hope. Maybe play more. He will
no, I will play more. But I mean, it is a good. I'll definitely play more. We'll watch until the end. There's a few more minutes, and then a few minutes left. But it's a good lesson in just like, I don't know, just marching forward.
In face of adversity.
Fuck it. You agree, don't agree. Okay, whatever. Here we go. All right, fine. You know what? Let's do this. You know what? Okay, let's do this.
He explains his Operation Hope a little, and just you won't believe what he will involve, what kind of activities. It's too good.
No one, you don't worry. You could hate me and you don't have to do it. And you could be like, bah humbug on hope. I don't want it, or I don't want it with you. Anything's fine. But if you're say, hey, you know what? It seems like a worthy effort. Maybe if we get together, we can organize the internet and organize our movement and organize young people in a way that could actually help the rest of average Americans.
Well, what is it?
That would be beautiful.
What is it, Cenk? What is Operation Hope?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to
Shit,
try to
yes,
create a central hub where, because our videos and our memes go to a lot of people, go to millions of people, and to great, wonderful. I'm happy about it, but it's not enough. You have to create an amplifier. Part of the reason that I try to get on mainstream media, which is now hopeless, is because they have the amplifier. Whatever they say gets amplified 1,000 times over by the rest of media covering it, right? And that's a huge advantage that the establishment has and that the progressive movement doesn't have. So I decided, well, okay, we can't break into that. They've got us, I'm canceled on all 3 cable networks, and that's now confirmed. So
man,
instead,
it's really annoying when like
it's memes,
like
man.
ignoring reality.
Operation, but Operation, I love it. Operation, we're gonna bring in everybody something new. What is it, Cenk? What is Operation? Well, we've got these memes. Some of them is about Richard Dawkins being dumb. We've got some other videos. Yeah, some of them are funny. So.
I have a naked picture of Anna. If you give me $20, I can give you that. A drawing for 15. It's a drawing, but it's for 15.
I barged into the bathroom one time, and this is what I managed to catch from Anna. Yeah, just Operation Hope is basically like, yeah, I'm gonna do another channel on YouTube. Probably.
Man, like people make fun of, I don't know, some big corporations talking jargon and bullshit and empty words. It's much more meaningful and like concrete than whatever the fuck. No, meaningful than what he just said.
The words. Oh, I thought you mean it's much more meaningless coming from him.
No. Yeah, exactly. Much more meaningless coming from him. I mean, what he just said was the biggest like nonsense ever.
I mean, Camille, come on. Memes are gonna be in a hub, and then the hub is gonna break through the young people, and Bernie Sanders.
Like, and I mean, come on, maybe 20 years ago, talking about. Honestly, I mean, nowadays, I mean, the corporate media and I mean, CNN. I don't even know if they get any views in the US. So I mean, that's just like utter bullshit to just blaming it on those. I mean, like I've said, they haven't even made it that far for the media or politicians or anybody care. But they haven't made it to the smear level.
You don't know about it. They called his mom and told her a couple of smears.
Like Bernie Sanders, yes, that kind of stuff. Yes, they did come, but you can't compare. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean,
it's like saying you got injured at the game, but the game hasn't started yet. So how could you have possibly gotten injured or
on the walk to the middle when you're no, but this is talking of unfairly questioned and unfairly smeared. This is a perfect segue to our next bad faith interview, I think. Right?
This one.
Yeah. This one was so good.
Yeah.
This one was best.
Do you have a timestamp by any chance? Oh, I mean, actually, this one, I think from the get-go, you can just listen from the beginning.
Yeah. Just play. Yeah, it's a short one.
So this is Marianne Williamson response to normal Finkelstein and Zionist accusations. Also 38,000 views. Doing the same. And I mean, there's just one thing where I take her side. We'll hear it. I mean, I was like, okay, fine. Norman is funny with the way he insults people, but then after that, I just want to kill myself. So let's go ahead.
I feel like I'd be remiss not to pick up on one of the points you made there, which was feeling misrepresented by progressive.
What is she drinking?
Some progressive commentators.
I think so. Cider.
Would you mind kind of putting a finer point on what you think the nature of that mischaracterization was? How do you feel like you were lied about or misrepresented?
Well, let's say your friend Norm Finkelstein. I would be willing to bet $100. He's never read my books. He knows nothing about my career.
Not a lot.
He knows nothing about my life.
What is the claim? The claim that he's made that you feel?
Well, and he knows nothing about
nothing about your life. What is your psychology?
I doubt that he's looked at the.
So he's never read anything about her crystal books. I mean, she's like literally making the point.
Issues,
I know. I mean,
Marianne 2024 and how hard I and others work to develop them. And yet the sneers, the use of his own platform on your shows and others.
Marianne Williamson is an airhead.
Yeah, the airhead thing. That's the only thing I'll give her. I mean,
No,
I wouldn't call her an airhead. I mean, an airhead.
though.
She's not an airhead. No.
The way she acts, man, is typical airhead. Like la 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 la.
No,
They
airheads
just
don't
love
even
each
act like
other.
that.
No, that's what airhead is.
It's
right?
even
Somebody who's
less.
like happy-go-lucky type is stupid.
I mean,
Let's
yeah.
love each other. I don't know. I thought that's
And I
what
don't see
airhead
why anyone should take into account anything she has to say about anything. Okay, she's good at self-help. Fine. If I needed self-help, I would go to Marianne Williamson. But I haven't a clue why she's commenting on these subjects. She has no idea what she's talking about. I really wish Marianne Williamson, I'm sorry, I'm getting sick of this. I wish she would just shut up.
Oh, she gets so fed up. I'm like, Norman, 5 people in this world know about Marianne. Bri, you, and us. And I guess one other person.
And that girl,
yeah.
Sabrina. And she just got to know her, basically.
Nothing to get so fed up over.
Because she hasn't a clue what she's talking about. So she should just, I'm sorry for raising my voice. I'm not supposed to do that, but I'm tired. I just wish she would shut up. Because she hasn't a clue what she's talking about. And she speaks with such authority, like she's a graduate of a girls' finishing school. She speaks with such authority. Authority about what? Ms. Williamson, have you read a single book on the subject? Have you read a single human rights report on the subject? Have you read a single economics report on the subject? Then what are you talking about?
These voices don't matter. That's why you call somebody an influencer. Look, I'm not everybody's. Somebody might disagree with me. And so, of course, criticism, especially if you're running for president. But when someone's criticizing you, demeaning you, shaming you for being someone that you're not, that's not.
I think that's, yeah.
Someone
I
you're
think,
not.
I think
That's
it might
where
be
it gets really
constructive for you to have an opportunity to push back directly against any particular criticism that you think doesn't represent you. Because I think it might be useful to disentangle what is an actual disagreement, right? A substantive political disagreement from what you feel like have been misrepresentations, unfair charges about what you actually believe.
And who I am, and what I've done with my life. That's the thing. I think sometimes I'm a boomer. And I came, like one of the things I heard him say to you on one of your shows, she doesn't come from a movement. Excuse me, not from his movement. There are other ways to enter a room and to have beliefs. And anyway, so yeah, there's been this image of me as intellectual lightweight from somebody, like I said, who hasn't read my books. There's a term and hasn't come up to hear me speak. There's a
she wrote a couple of bullshit
what is it? Contempt
the Miracle
prior to
books are not hers.
investigation. So
she promotes,
you know, I think maybe I'm wrong, but I think when people actually come and hear me, they might leave thinking, I don't agree with those politics. But I don't think anybody comes and hears me and thinks that I'm that person. You know, what it is this doppelganger that gets created about you. And like even anti-vax, I never made an anti-vax statement. I made a statement about mandates before COVID, by the way, the issue of civil liberties and mandates. So then it becomes, you know, so anyway.
Well, that frankly, is I think the kind of position that is, you know, a significant factor in RFK Jr.'s popularity.
But
and
if you go further down, she calls her on her Zionist.
You know, a friend in the Bernie campaign.
It happens to be on vaccines, and I'm not without had been better at this. If I had been better at that, if I had been wiser about this or that, then I could have overridden it. So I take 100% responsibility for my own experience. We even had somebody who'd infiltrated the campaign.
Oh, they all hate her.
I was afraid I couldn't get rid of that person because I thought the press would go nuts. I should have just done it.
When you say infiltrated, from where? Can you?
Well, I'm not going to go into it, but I will tell you this: there are political
Did you hear that?
hitmen. There are political.
When you say infiltrated, from where? Can you?
Well, I'm not going to go into it, but I will tell you this: there are political hitmen. There are political operatives who infiltrate campaigns like mine. You know, when you run for president, the FBI calls you, and the FBI says, please come in. We'd like to give you a briefing. And it's the exact same briefing that we're going to give every other candidate who's running. And, you know, it's not too long. It's maybe 20 minutes. And they tell you all these things to be on the lookout for. And then they say that they are very common. And they say the main actors are Russia, China, and Iran. And I actually looked at the gentleman and I said, I'm aware of all those things. And they didn't come from outside. So it's the fact that we have campaign suppression. Now we're talking about the system itself.
And it just makes me, I don't know, feel like pathetic.
No, come here. Deep State, CIA. The head of CIA in the middle of, you know, Gaza war and, you know, Ukraine and all that, took time out himself. The director himself was like, you see, Marianne, I'm worried about what you could do in the primaries. I'm worried about it. She has about 0.5% support in certain states. So,
among certain people.
Among certain counties in certain areas of LA. So,
of her house.
But
of her family.
The rest of the interview is just her denying that Zionism is what Zionism is. It's so funny because she's such a dumbass, man. The only reason she came back to the race was because the non-committed vote got like 100,000 votes or something. You know,
true,
because of Palestine. Yeah, that was the one. She said, oh, because of this non-committed vote, I'm coming back. But that was all because of Palestine, you dumbass. And she's like, look, you know, Hamas is a terrorist, right? She doesn't know who her audience is even.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why she should go back to the
and optics of her election. I don't know what it is. Like, fine, I understand she has nowhere to go, but she always looks like she's in some kind of room, in the sense like in a hotel living room, or I guess here in the kitchen. Has that not bothered you? No. Like wherever she is, I'm always like she always looks like she's like, you know, like in a little room or in like a little living room. It's as if she's never out there. By out there, I mean I don't know what I mean, but you know.
Yeah,
I guess in public.
Yeah, like there's not a wide space. I mean, it hasn't bothered me, like, but I've no, yeah.
I'm like, who are you running? Like, where are you running for? I mean, how can you be so delusional? It looks like she's always in my bedroom, like right here. You can't really run a presidential campaign always being, you know. You can do a podcast, you know. Bri does a podcast from her apartment. That works, but
yeah.
Or you know, I mean, you never see her in a studio or something. I don't know, or like at someone's podcast set. You know, like RFK, you see him. You know, okay, at this podcast set, or
they have supporters.
Yeah, you see him. You know,
invited to things.
Yeah, to like someone's podcast studio or something. But her, it's always. I mean. You see her in the hotel, you think, I guess she's campaigning out there like crazy. That's the only excuse or reason. Why do you think
she's doing this anyway? Go back to selling your shitty miracle books or whatever. Like, you know.
I mean, she got slightly delusioned. Like, what happened the last election? What happened? Did she appear in CNN once or something? Like, what made her?
Yeah. I think she became most Googled. You know, that was Tulsi or something. But yeah, for like 1 second, people said, oh, who's that?
Yeah.
And I think, maybe that got into her head or something.
I mean, she's decent looking. Yeah. So I don't know.
For her age, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, I guess they put her on the... But I mean, listen, they've robbed us of an election this year. I mean, I don't know how they're going to make up for it. Or, you know, that's up to them. But someone needs to make it.
I feel like a Trump victory would be a, you know, make this up for us.
I don't know. I don't care who does it or how. But someone owes me an election. Whoever. Someone needs to make this right.
Yeah, it was
literally. I don't
particularly
know.
disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. They say the French election, Marine Le Pen has a good chance, so maybe they make it up, you know, in a different country, in a different language. That could be fun.
There's literally there's no election going on between anyone.
UK, no, that's
no. I mean in the US. In the US, there's not even any talk about it. There's talk of different issues.
What do you mean? What like?
I mean, there's no
Trump
talk
versus
about
Biden.
Yeah, there's just like nothing. I mean, you know, there's talks of other big things happening for sure, but there's nothing.
They talk about Trump and Biden. They constantly talk about how Trump is dangerous to democracy and all that shit.
Yeah, they talk about Trump and his court cases and these things. But I mean, there are other big things happening, but especially if you listen to international news, I mean, it's nowhere near front and center. I mean, if you listen to France 24 or something in English, no mention. There's nothing to talk about. Okay, right before we got cut off, I was just saying, you know, I listened to France 24 sometimes in the morning and all that. And of course, there are other bigger things going up, so I don't even blame them. But I haven't heard the word U.S. elections or caring in that sense. Yeah, you hear when Trump is going to court or a new thing is going to happen with Trump, but no real. Because I guess there's nothing to talk about primary-wise. So, I mean, there's...
No, but I do hear it a lot regarding Palestine and how Democrats are disappointed with Biden too. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, relatively speaking, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a particularly bad season for politics. That is true.
For elections, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, let's maybe let's just go here. Just 30 more seconds, then we have some other good stuff.
Yeah, let's just watch her, just say, I'm not going there for 3 million times in this interview.
Every time if you have an elite, a political media industrial complex, as I call it, that feels it has the right to curate the candidates, to say who and who you should not feel is qualified, that's candidate suppression. And to me, candidate suppression is a form of voter suppression. So I want
to ask you a little bit about that.
Such high standard.
Some new reporting about the Democratic Party's renewed legal efforts to undermine any third parties who they perceive to be potential spoilers in the general election. But before we get there, I do want to come back to this idea of unfair left criticism. When you first raised the prospect, I thought you might be alluding to the interview that you had done with Revolutionary Blackout Network as opposed to Norm Finkelstein, and kind of the backlash out of that, especially because of how central Israel and Gaza has become after October 7th. And you mentioned that you stand firmly by your opinions, but also when new factors come into play or persuasive arguments are made, you're open to change. And I wonder whether or not you see, one, the RBN interview as misrepresenting your opinions, and or whether or not... I'm sorry?
Yeah, I know that informed me what I said. First of all, Norm Finkelstein was starting after me long before October 7th. But what was it that I said on RBN that you're referring to? Because I know even in private, you referred to that as a big faux pas on my part. What did I say on that show? And then I could respond to it. This is one area, to be honest, where I think Obama did make an effort. And he's unpopular with a lot of people there for that reason, to be honest. But I think he did make an effort to bring the Palestinian issue onto the table in a way that it had not been before within the major political dialogue in America. And I would certainly seek to do that. I also think, if I might say, because I'm a Jewish woman, I think that I would have actually some moral authority in doing that. My support for Israel should not be at the expense of my Jewish values. And as an American, my support for Israel should not be at the expense of my democratic values. Right now, it's becoming that way. And
Nice
that's a problem.
sentence.
Marianne, I appreciate the answer, but I talked to the Palestinian Community Network, got a lot of Palestinian allies. They will not find that to be an acceptable answer. It's one
Well, I
state.
know.
They
Well, I don't know.
have one state where everyone have equal rights under the law. The Israel Zionists are not to be trusted to implement a two-state solution, as that's been shown many and many times. So I hope you have conversations with some of the Palestinians. That's a hard.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. No, let me speak.
I just want to also.
She was hotter in the beginning, huh? Like a few years ago. Right, I don't know. It's the black. Or the black.
I'm sure she was.
How pathetic is this? Like, I mean, imagine, it's just so funny. Like, if you tell someone your presidential election, you're like, wow. But like, literally, like, her presidential election is as I don't know, as big as someone who does a part-time YouTube show. You know, from his bedroom.
I would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a idea she had with her friends.
Yeah.
And some other people have taken it so seriously that they criticize it. So
yeah,
it's good. It's all good. Yeah. No, but I love the
and
fact
how
that
many
she's
identities she tap into there. This,
Jewish,
that, Democrat,
women,
everything she tapped in.
I'm a human brunette.
I would stick to the brunette one. that one
yeah, that's what caught your eye.
Stick to that one.
Trust that's the best thing you have going on. She's I mean, I just love the fact that she's like, what did I say? That was so bad. And then immediately cut to, Obama did a great job on Israeli-Palestinian issues. Obama was fantastic.
Water on the tail, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things you can say about Obama, but
yeah, not many of them are good, but yeah.
But not that. I mean,
no, but I just wish, I thought it's gonna happen, but play a bit more just to get to the point where, because Bri keeps saying, so what do you say to the charges of Zion? I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Very good.
As a candidate, stand for that. And personally, in my heart, I believe that both peoples have the right to a state.
I think what tips it over into,
both people who steal the land and
correctly
who own
described
the
as
land.
Zionism is believing that it's not just the right to a state, but the right to a Jewish state, which of course can only be maintained by precluding immigration by Palestinians into Israel that would change the demographic character of Israel. And that's why there's so much conflict and tension over whether or not the 700,000 odd Palestinians that were expelled during the Nakba have a right of return, whether or not, the quote unquote need for there to be a wall around Gaza in the first place to limit the egress and ingress of Palestinians into greater Israel, the kind of apartheid, what's been described as an apartheid system of different checkpoints and roads that Palestinians versus Israelis can go down to and go along rather. And the fact that there has been a blocking of a Palestinian state by Western American veto for decades and decades and decades now, despite statehood being one of the fundamental rights that the UN believes every person on the earth has a right to have. I mean, so correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, but it does.
You are. But the 20% of the Israeli population is Arab Palestinian. Listen, we had segregation in the United States. It was wrong and it needed to be dismantled. To whatever extent there are unjust, undemocratic laws towards anyone in Israel, and they are not across the board as is pictured by some, that needs to be changed. But to me, that does not necessitate the destruction of the state of Israel.
But do you see what I'm saying, Marianne? There's a difference between there could be a state of Israel that was inclusive. This is like the one-state solution.
Man, and she presents like herself as this like third, that was like the vaguest, most random thing, and then they're like, oh, the media suppresses me. Biden. I mean, you're just like them. I mean, at least act differently and then make these claims.
Yeah, I mean,
she really messed herself up with this one. I mean, she at least had the most like stuck to her guns kind of thing, which I guess in this election, it's admirable if you just stick to at least to the same party for 30 minutes. So in that sense, I mean, the thing is, Cornel is such a joke.
You're comparing to Cornel.
Yeah, Cornel is such a joke that I wouldn't say that she was the biggest joke, but she really fucked herself over this time that she can't even play this game next time. I mean, next time, if she runs again in 4 years, I mean, she won't even get 3 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, people will be bored by then. I mean, by then this will
it's over.
Have lost. I mean, it's already lost all entertainment value. I mean, if the Vanguard boys are done with you, I mean,
Trump knows when to shut the fuck up about Palestine and Israel, and he's like, yeah, I don't know about that Netanyahu guy, I never liked it. And this idiot is like, there could be a Jewish state and a Palestinian state. It's like, this is like 2 decades you're behind. Yeah, again, the problem with these people is that the audience they want to target for the money.
Who is she even targeting?
It's San Francisco sort of elitist stuff, She's, hippie dippy.
Then go run for, I don't know, like a city council seat. Like you can't just like.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have that much reach. Yeah, they don't have like national reach. National reach is for Palestinians. So you go run for a Senate in California or something.
Yeah.
Where they believe in.
Or you kind of feel bad because I mean, I guess you don't feel bad.
You feel bad because you find her attractive, as me.
No, she made a living, but like this like 2 to 3 years that she's been running. I mean, imagine like 0 progress.
Yeah, do you think the campaign? That's always the question that makes me like, if like ever I had a chance or something. Do you think this campaign that fizzles out and all that? Do you think this is gonna be a net profit or a net loss? Because if it's a net profit, good for her.
Highly doubt it's a net profit. It definitely breaks even somehow. I do imagine she covers her costs during this time.
You think
so?
I don't know.
It's not like she has staff or people. I mean, just someone needs to pay for the hotel room.
She babysits for that idiot all the time. Don't you remember the rat-looking guy that goes on Vanguard and he's like, yeah, she babysits my kid and she's
No, but I mean, it's not like she's buying ads on TV and it has like 20 people knocking on doors. It's just
we're
all you need.
We are talking, but man, you got
all she needs is 5,000 or 6,000 a month.
No, but you got like you want to have an event, you got to rent a place.
But is she having events? Is she?
Maybe I assume she might have had. I don't know.
That's the thing, though. I mean, she's not even doing that. Is she doing that?
No, she doesn't even show up libraries with some free fruit juice.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even think she's doing that because you're right.
Cornel does that.
Cornel does that. Because I mean,
Cornel is up for any meet and greet with any old ladies. I'm there.
I mean, I don't know what to type, but
Marianne campaign event, put. And then go to news.
I mean, Cornel, like we said, I mean,
go to news.
At least Cornel, he goes out there and talks, and for some reason, he has a kind of charm thing going on. But
see campaign events in Reno.
Where? Which one?
To hold campaign events in Reno, 2nd of January, presidential candidate. Las Vegas campaign event.
I mean, there's no proof that it actually happened, but
Canada needs to go there. Until I see it physically happen, I don't believe it. No.
Williamson is back in northern Nevada ahead of the February 6th presidential preference primary. I'm Ariana Bennett.
Goes to these events, though. I'm interested to know, like, what
I guess
people are
she did speak in this classroom.
No,
look at that guy.
To support Biden. They are overt about it because what happened here was in 2016.
Are those hostages or audience?
Now, I'm one of those people.
called Divide and Conquer.
Okay,
And that's why they want, and I'm
they asked
independent.
the homeless people to come in.
I've been independent all my life. And I think we should get rid of both parties. I don't think the Democrat Party's not any better than the Republican Party, and vice versa. One of the things that I wanted to make me worth your time, taking your time, is challenge you a little.
Okay.
Do you know what Rockefeller Medicine and the Flexner Report?
No, I don't.
You don't know about Rockefeller Medicine and the
I know Rockefeller, but I don't know Rockefeller.
Flexner Report?
No.
It's a thing.
Okay, I'll go look it up in the internet.
Please do.
I will.
Flexner Report.
Fleshner?
Flexner.
Okay.
He's going full on conspiracy. So, Rockefellers, do you know how they eat children's meat, don't you? You know, they meet up with the
not even
Freemasons.
funny. And the C-SPAN stands for was it CCTV or something? They just literally have cameras anywhere. They're just like, it doesn't cost anything, okay? We just have this camera connected to the internet and
C-SPAN, yeah. I have, C stands for CCTV is closed circuit
oh my God.
television. So I don't know
Look at this, man. She's running. I could literally, I'm pretty confident. I swear to God, I'm pretty confident in a week I can get more people in a room listening to me. If you just give me
in
7
Reno.
days.
What about in Reno?
Oh, after the in Reno. Okay, that I didn't. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes, to be Reno.
I mean, look at this.
Man, I swear to God, our university seminar classes with half
We're
of
nicer than this.
absent.
What's up? Why is the ceiling so low? I'm kind of not liking this. Though. I wouldn't hold it in this room. I'll be honest, I'll be like, yo, the ceiling is too low. I'm not doing it here.
I'm pretty sure University of Reno was not aware of them using their facilities to all this.
Like 9 p.m. on a Friday. They're like, what? Why isn't this door locked? Who left this door locked?
Why is there light in there? Oh, it's too good.
The last class finished at 6 p.m. What is going on here?
That's the thing, man. I'm saying if there is money in this, maybe we should.
But how can there be money in this?
That's what I'm saying. Why do they do it then if there is no profit, if it's just the net loss?
No, listen, she thought she was gonna do half. She thought that if last time I did X, this time I'm gonna do X plus 2.
I see.
But it definitely hasn't gone in that direction.
X minus
it went in the
X minus X.
Because that time they also had to find. I mean, she ended up on TV, right? Because they did the debates.
Yeah. It was a real, primary because there was no incumbent. So,
yeah.
That TikTok. Oh, you remember that
this
TikTok
media
video?
that she hates so much? Yeah, she's the only reason she got to do a second round. Because CNN decided to host a debate, or was forced to host a debate for no reason.
I think, you remember she had a TikTok video that got 1 million views or something. That also got into her head. She thought,
that was this year though, I think.
Yeah, it was this time around.
And here they rented out a kindergarten room.
That makes sense. That's much
kindergarten for people. Man, it's so funny. Actually went straight to kindergarten shot.
Oh, look at these.
It kind of reminds me of these unheard videos. We have 1 or 2 here. We probably will just show by them, but they have the exact same crowd. But they have the exact same crowd.
Same crowd.
Those guys
I would say about like 70% of the crowd is above 90, and then you have 30% who are under 25, and the most nerdish looking people you ever.
No, man, here, man, you can't. Jesus Christ. All right, let's move on. Let's
move on to the last fun character, which is Cornel. Even with everybody, I love the fact that you pointed this out to me. Everybody's like, look, Cornel is an extremely accomplished professor. He's a very prestigious orator. He's been very influential in my politics. but I think he's also running his campaign like a piece of shit, and I'm not gonna vote for him because he's been a dick. So everybody has a lot of respect for Cornel West, but can't stop bitching about him.
Yeah, exactly. He's a great guy. Having said that.
Having said that, what a freak, right?
Yeah,
Can't get
no.
his hand off of women.
Because you can't, right? If you've been seeing that someone's so respectful for years and years, it's kind of hard.
For
to
them,
then,
yeah.
Yeah. If you've been praising someone for so long, it's kind of hard to then suddenly. So you kind of need to,
I know.
throw in the with all due respect or having said that.
Yeah. No, I know.
And man, if what Jill Stein is saying and this Cornel guy is this big of a dumb fuck, because she's saying that he was upset that when he stopped, he left the Green Party, he was upset that Green Party people didn't follow him. Then this guy is even dumber fuck than.
No, he
you would have thought.
I mean, look, you have to have a little bit of
or full of himself, right? I don't know.
Exactly, you have to have a little bit of an ego to sleep with that many women with no remorse, and getting all of them pregnant. So he has a huge ego. I think he thinks like me announcing has like started a movement or something, and now everybody must put aside what they were doing normally, and
exactly
this is a special moment for him or something. I think he might be that delusional.
No, you're right. No, it's 100% that. And he probably was that delusional. I mean, he said it himself, right? He kind of thought the Green Party was supposed to be the Black Party. I mean, he literally...
Basically, no, I love the fact that it's just, forget about that, I didn't, like, before announcing shit publicly, like, read their whole, leaflet.
Yeah.
Like, it's usually like, I'm pretty sure it's less than 3 pages. Open it up, read the first I'm with the People's Party, then I'm with the Green Party, then I read them. Oh, what, I have to pay dues? Oh shit, no. I'm out. No, I'm independent. I have a feeling he's gonna end up running as a Republican or something at this rate.
You can't. I mean, is he even like, where is he? Does anybody know him? Is he like...
He's at some library trying to chat up some old ladies.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the most likely answer here. But I must say, man, I'm glad I never liked him. That's a good thing. Because of the way he spoke and because he was a priest.
Yeah.
And it goes to... What do you think of my theory that people who talk weirdly like him or in different weird manners, they're like always there's some I don't know the English, how should I say it? There is some impurity in their soul.
Yeah.
Shall we say?
It is
I
true.
don't know. I don't know. I just don't trust people who
I mean,
talk like
Cornel managed to hide it, and for all, I mean, he can still just, in 1 year he can gain his reputation back.
Oh, he's already, man, these idiots, all of them, with all due respect, Cornel West, we love everything Cornel West does, but this, and he doesn't even talk about any policy. All he does talks about love and brother and sister, and it's just nuts.
That's his policy.
Yeah, that's brother, sibling. I don't know. He's gonna make everybody a sibling, and then they're gonna not kill each other. I don't know.
So the Jill Stein video that actually isn't, I don't know. I don't think there's really a part to watch like that that's worth it.
It's just Jill Stein based.
Yeah, you have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, she basically goes, he was an idiot, and I wasn't gonna leave the operations. Like I thought I step in. And
but
Bri,
this one I
again,
haven't seen. What goes on here? Does Bri say anything good? Is it worth playing a little bit?
No, not really. No, it's just they say, they just very respectfully. We don't understand who's running Cornel West campaign and what is the drama and why. First,
nobody is
with
running.
all
He doesn't have a campaign. I mean, Jesus.
No, it's a real campaign with a real chance. I mean, come on.
Still pathetic.
Oh yeah.
Sure. All right, let's take a second off and then come back to another. Someone else. I mean, all these people have made fools of themselves the last few years.
Oh, yeah. It's just pathetic. No, I mean, I would say
except Jill Stein. Brianna.
Finkelstein, yeah, I would say
Relatively
just
speaking,
like
the Vanguard boys have just been the same level of clowns. So I mean,
patheticness.
yeah.
Yes.
So kudos to
I don't know.
them for
Man,
not
I don't.
crossing
I
any
can't.
threshold.
The thing is, I haven't watched any of their commentary. I'm sure they've said ridiculous things, but I just
I mean,
fast
it's
forward.
yeah. The bar
But
was so low, though. I mean,
yeah, Jill and Brianna are more like I would say reasonable, but I would say Matt Taibbi and Cornel are probably. Oh no, I just saw Marianne. And
yeah.
I
No,
remember
yeah. No.
how pathetic she is. Or
Okay,
Cenk,
if you were to
Jesus
rank
Christ.
them, no, okay,
No,
Cenk,
Matt is
most normal,
above.
he stayed himself.
He's
Matt,
himself,
in a
but
way,
he's
took the worst
himself is
turn.
Matt is the worst turn for sure. The most decline. It was the
Cornel,
most decline.
in a way, took the biggest 180 in a way, but he's also the most, like, he can rebound the easiest.
True.
So he has that going for him.
Yeah, his crimes are not seen as
Marianne might
egregious.
have made herself completely irrelevant.
I think, yeah, with Israel, yeah. Marianne? No, but Cenk, I would still say objectively Cenk is the worst. I understand what you're saying, that he hasn't gone further down than he has been for the last decade or so. But yes, you're right. She has eliminated herself largely from the zeitgeist.
Yeah. And Cornel made the biggest fool of himself, that's for sure, but he has the ability to rebound.
Yeah.
So.
And Cornel foolishness has not caught much fire, much to our dismay, to be honest. We hope that Forbes article would be read, publicly across universities, but sadly.
And what about Matt Taibbi? What would you say before we take a second off and come back?
I feel like Matt Taibbi is just slowly fading into irrelevance, no? As by the way, evident from this interview.
Are still people reading and watching him? Like, I don't know what he covers, but...
apparently I'm sure there is in the comment section, if you go, there is loads of people. There was one, Matt has suffered so much questioning by the Senate, by Elon Musk. These idiots. They think they're like involved in some battle for Japan or something. I don't know.
And my last question for you, though, do you think, like, I remember Brianna saying that Marianne is her neighbor.
She was. She moved.
She was. But do you think they can still be friends? Because do you think they're able to just debate here and then go and? Because it is possible, but I don't know. I feel like it's.
I have a lot of friends that are Israeli supporters, and I try not to talk to politics and all that with them. So.
But I feel like that's not the thing, though. I feel like
I
feel like Marianne wasn't taking anything that Bri was saying seriously. It's not just about
she couldn't.
The issue.
There is no. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, she's old, so they are not like friends. I think they still can come together and have discussions about Medicare for all. So I think she's not that. I don't think she's been that poisoned. And goddamn Cenk. How is Cenk still like people talk to him, or he's not in jail or something? Like
yes, Anna and that channel, and I mean they've somehow managed the past few years after TYT's big decline, they've managed to then neutralize it. I think if you go look at their views this year, it's not worse than last year.
No, probably not. No, probably some hate watching going on too. So no, but they all had I mean, I'm trying to think who's. No, Matt, I would say, has had the biggest decline, but it has been a steady and over time. Not like Cornel, just 3 months of degeneration into hooliganism.
And he had a lot of just credit in the bank, so
Cornel?
No, Cornel too.
Oh, Matt.
But Matt Taibbi as well.
Yeah. That's the thing with Cornel. I never get. That's the thing with these goddamn priests, man. As soon as a priest shows up and talks about sort of equality or something, they get a lot of credit for no reason. And most of the things Cornel says is complete nonsense. if brothers come together with another brothers and they love brothers. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, stop
Black
pushing brothers
people
on
have
us.
a
I don't want to have a brother. What are you trying to say? I have a sister. What is your problem? Okay.
Get
There's
rid of
something
your
against my
sister.
sister. Now you're pushing.
She should have a sex change. She should become a brother. No, man. Oh, actually, this is not completely irrelevant. I did add the story. I don't know if we can talk about it, but before we take the break, you heard about all this P. Diddy stuff? And
No, what is that? I have it right
all right, we go back to it. But Cornel is giving
here.
similar vibes to P. Diddy, trying to, making everybody brother. And P. Diddy was trying to, it seems, to get people suck his dick.
Oh, but I mean, I've seen this clip where he talks with Jay-Z about how they're billionaires. Does it have to do
I
with
saw
that?
that today. That's another evidence of him being extremely, camp, let's say. But we'll talk about it. It's fun. I had no idea, but apparently, I mean, Jay-Z, I knew, kind of guessed that he's, definitely funny in that way, shall we say. We're talking like 1970s.
But wait, where did
it's Diddy. It's right there.
Where did you see it? Which one is it?
Yeah, it's Diddy. It's above
Oh shit,
optional
sorry.
old friends.
Jeez.
But let's do that after Matt Taibbi, because I feel we are veering off way too off of topic.
Sounds good. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, Sam. So let's resume the show. We're about to go to our favorite original guy, Mr. Original. He's so original now. He's actually brought back the goatee. He's really living up to his original
90s
status. And just old school. Sorry, old school. That's what I meant.
Old school
guy. Old school.
Old
original.
school journalist.
Old school.
Who would not shower for a week
Yeah.
and would be completely, unbiased. Old
Exactly. This is the old school Matt Taibbi. And by the way, though, do you know what this studio is? I think I kind of tried asking you earlier, but you didn't say anything. Like, what is this?
Oh,
you know where he
studio.
is?
Oh, sorry. What is that written? Chichi News on his
Yeah,
back?
exactly. It's
Something blackout news.
Can't
I
see.
don't know. I can't read that, but I'm guessing he's
very old school.
Okay, let's skip. Yeah, very old school. Very old school. That red is old school.
It is old school.
That red, I think I've seen that red only in TGI Fridays that were made before 1962. But at any rate, he I think so. Let's give a background for.
Yeah, what is the background?
This is a podcast.
Going back to
nominally speaking.
2021 when Elon Musk bid for Twitter. Is that shit?
No,
you're not going
I'm
that
not
far
going
back.
that back. But
Okay.
Somebody, I forget, Zeke Jelani, I believe, in response to something I think Matt said about him getting not views as much or something. Zeke Jelani said these are all excuses. You've changed the way you.
This lad said, "No, we don't have." Sorry, continue.
I think
I'm trying to find his
have.
photo.
All right.
But anyway,
Jelani, anyway, he said that you're not covering left issues because you're trying to attract the right-wing audience and you're trying to appeal to them, and that's why you don't talk about Palestine or blah blah
freedom
blah.
of speech. It's all about freedom of speech. I'll talk about freedom of speech.
Yeah, and that's he said that's like a dog whistle to not dog whistle. That's a racist thing, right? No, that's like a sirens in ancient Greece attracting ships to there. So Matt is like doing freedom of speech, and everybody in this, by the way, while we clearly are not
I'm
big
Mr.
fans
Freedom
of Matt
of Speech.
Taibbi. No,
are you gonna honor me as Mr. Freedom?
When you die, I
will. You would the most freedom of speech person.
He legally changed his name to Mr. Freedom of Speech.
Sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, but so even though we are making a lot of fun of Matt Taibbi, I think his critics here are pretty much in the wrong, and they are as funny as him or worse. So
whoa! I pulled up an old school video, not old school, just from a month ago. But I love the way
what
they
is
make fun
this?
of Matt Taibbi, man. This is the one where they make fun of her and
All
they
right,
make
okay,
fun of
that's
him.
a different story.
And they
We
show
did
the
not agree
clip,
to this.
and they show the clip where Matt Taibbi
This was
literally
not
says,
part of the lineup.
what does he say? He says, oh, Elon Musk has a pretty developed sense of humor. If
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't know
this
who
is
Elon
awful.
Musk was, I thought you'd talk about toddler. You would only talk about a toddler in
No,
that
man,
way.
you
Have you
wouldn't. No,
ever
no.
heard anybody talk about an adult? He has a
Yeah,
pretty developed sense of
something-
humor.
This
What
is
the
something
fuck
you
does that
say.
mean? It's like, oh,
That
he
means-
eats well? Okay,
No, no.
unless he's a toddler. I don't care if he can consume food. Oh, he has a pretty developed sense of humor.
No, man, you don't
Lamest
get
thing I've
this-
ever heard in my life.
You don't get these sort of elite compliments, all right? When he says he has a good sense of humor, it means he's not funny, okay? First of all, he's not funny. But he kind of thinks he's funny in the way like Oscar Wilde and those witty people think they're funny, like, you know, ha 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 ha, your dress doesn't match with your shoes. You must be a shoe matcher, or I don't know, something like that. So he's trying to compliment him, basically saying he's witty without, saying it, without, he's trying.
I don't agree with that. I think he just means he listened to his fart joke
He's a
and
good
he found
toddler.
it funny.
He's sucking up to him. That's an awful video. But I think here, I mean, the topic of discussion is so ridiculous.
I don't even know
Like,
what it was. I didn't
why
understand.
doesn't Matt Taibbi write about lefty shoes as much as he used to write about lefty shoes? He used to be my friend and hero.
And he
Online.
did something, and he said something which, fair enough, I agree. He's like, I never did write about Israel and Palestine.
Yeah,
and
he
fair
does say
enough, that wasn't kind of his beat. I don't know what his beat was at the Rolling Stone.
Wall Street, I thought.
Yeah, exactly. True, Wall Street. Yeah, there you go.
And Russia before that, I think,
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, but
No,
I mean,
it was the most ridiculous. I mean, again, and I think I'll tell you what was the main problem. Remind me to tell you, I think this is all caused by, this misunderstanding is caused by something. So I tell you what I think is the main problem.
do you want to
But
say
I
it now?
would
Because I'm
say-
going to play the video from halfway through where Bri tells Robbie to shut the fuck up. Although he's literally the co-host. He's not her
No, you have to play
sidekick
no,
or
no, no.
assistant. Or like, I mean, as if he's not allowed to. I didn't understand that. Like, how does she decide when he gets to talk?
Man,
I was a bit
man.
confused. I was like, wait.
I
you guys
swear
are-
to God, all the people we made fun of and we don't like and all that, Bri is the only one that would probably end up like getting I would have gone for it could have gotten physical. That's all I'm saying. Like, she is so condescending. I've never
But he was
seen
so caught
somebody
off guard. He didn't speak for we're literally
No,
12 minutes in. He didn't speak since the intro.
I know,
He
but
tried
and then he
to put
said,
something
but
in.
don't play, because play the beginning first, because I think even Robbie comes across as pretty pathetic in
Fair
this
enough.
video, because in the beginning he's like, yeah, I mean, I was trying to Matt, I was trying to tell them you're a good guy, but they wanted to talk behind your back. I didn't though. I was saying that Matt is a good. I don't know. We'll play a bit of the beginning.
On
but then-
X with journalist Zed Jelani over the kinds of stories that he chooses to report on. Now, he explained why his focus has shifted to covering threats to free speech that come from the Democratic establishment, saying there is an enormous army of mainstream media reporters already going after them from every angle, with most major news organizations little more than proxies for the DNC, to the point where stations hire Biden spokespeople as anchors. The Democrats' ambitions are significantly more dangerous than those of the Republicans.
Zed Jelani is a former reporter at The Intercept, and he criticized Taibbi, writing on X, "You're just rationalizing pandering to the millions of right-wing subscribers, to the millions that right-wing subscribers give you." And then Brianna and I earlier in the week had a kind of debate discussion about this, where I tried to characterize what Taibbi's arguments were. Better than having me do it, let's just have him on. Matt is a frequent guest on our
it
show.
was
and we
minor.
thought
It
it'd
was
be much
minor.
better to just
Oh,
have
it's not
you
here.
get
It's not
into
here. I thought
how
it's
your
here.
thinking has evolved, what kind of stories you like to cover, and respond
Later.
to this, some of this criticism you got from Zed and from Brianna. So, Matt Taibbi, welcome back to the show.
No,
Thanks
it's
for having
late.
me on.
It's after the
Yeah,
shut the
very,
fuck up.
very good to have you
Oh,
here.
okay. Because until here, he was doing his bare minimum. He's like, can I at
Oh,
least
wait, play a
introduce the
bit.
guest? Can we at
This
least,
is
like,
Matt. You
it's in my
can beat him up.
contract. I literally have to say who you're going to beat up. I can't
No, play a
skip
bit
this
more.
part, Brianna.
Play a bit more. Maybe it is here. Maybe it is. He just started
I
talking.
also wanted to, make sure that
Oh,
because
here.
that tweet that allegedly contained, what you're thinking was that a fair characterization of how you think and what your reporting's doing?
Yeah, that was a
no, it's
Substack
late.
note, so it was verbatim. They just put it on Twitter.
Oh, okay. That's helpful to know. So, Matt, I understand that you.
I love it. Bree's ready to jump on it. Like there was an opening. She's like, okay, great. Now already, bring your face right here. Are you ready to die? Did you say goodbye to your children? No. I give you 15 seconds. Okay.
Criticize them. I haven't criticized them over. No, that seems to be what you want to talk about. But let's just be clear. I'll be done with this in
Oh, so this is the golden
18
moment.
seconds. Okay, just to be clear, you made factual mistakes about when I revealed that I was being censored. You made a mistake in saying that I still haven't criticized them. I haven't criticized them over the last year. You made a mistake in saying the Twitter file searches were not done. You made a mistake in saying that there was one cache. I don't know where you got that from.
It was a mistake, baby. I have no interest in denying that. But I would like to talk about that a little bit, though, because when you came on my...
There's more.
Okay.
Look,
go ahead. We had you on because we wanted to make sure we get to all of
Yeah,
this.
I would have been happy with a correction, but since you're not going to do that, okay. The other two were you were saying that, essentially that I had done searches only for one side and not the other.
Well,
I
Matt,
actually
let's talk about that because I didn't say you had done searches for one side or than the other. I said I had you on my show, and you got very bristly with me at that time as well. I wish we could have these conversations without them turning into these weird personal vendettas. I think we'd have a lot more productivity in the space if we did.
Let's not have
but
any
wait a
personal
minute.
vendettas,
Robbie, this is not necessary for you to intervene at this juncture. What I said to you on my show was I asked you if you had ever done a search about Bernie Sanders specifically.
He's not her intern.
Like, what is she the left kind of Bernie Sanders movement back in 2016. And you seemed, and I'm
like he's not her intern. I don't know why.
I have never seen a live castration performed this well. It was just like, I'm sure Robbie was just like, where are my balls? I'm looking for my ball. There's no need for
honestly,
go back, play it again.
I will. But I honestly really hope that the stuff they're watching on Bri, and I really hope she doesn't take these things seriously. I hope Bri. No, I hope that she comes on these shows and with Marianne she has all these discussions just like we do, but I hope she knows that she's debating the most meaningless. If two people around this corner are debating whether sweet or salty popcorn is better or sweet or savory, that's more. Or
that's more
what we're saying right
on lives
now,
of people around.
It's more important than
what they say.
Than what they're saying right now. I just hope she
ours,
knows
I would
that.
say,
And
on the same level, I would say. But okay, thank you for that.
I hope she just does not carry that with her, because I hope she knows that this is just beyond meaningless. Not everything that she talks about. Not everything that she talks about. I'm not talking about everything.
She's successful?
But sorry, I just wanted to be clear, in case for the few people who are listening.
I
don't mean everything that she talks about, but this debate with Matt Taibbi, the Marianne Williamson thing, are as pointless as life can get. These things, that's the only things I'm referring to. Because anything on Twitter and all that not all that, I don't mean Instagram, but anything on Twitter is as meaningless as anything you get.
I like to add, Camille has many times told me in private that he thinks whenever Bri does episodes about dating, those are the serious topics.
Yeah, those are much more serious.
Than Marianne Williamson's campaign. Yes, seriously, it is more. No, but I would say, I don't know, in my experience, people were successful in this type of complete nonsense, like complete bullshit, like not a serious job, entertainment slash, mystical nonsense. They tend to, people who succeed, at least in their early ages, tend to believe this, like they think this is important, and, like they genuinely, I don't know. It's just, again, this is, I'm going by, things I've seen as a personal, you know what I mean? There's no studies, I doubt. But I think, I think you need that delusion to succeed. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Perhaps. But I mean, they themselves want to keep on moving on from this conversation because they know how much bullshit it is. But I'm not sure what they want to move on
She
to.
wants to move on because she got everything wrong, and she keeps trying to go to a substance that is not there. I would say that. It's just, shall I say what I think is the main problem?
But what is the thing anyway? What is she?
That's the thing. She hasn't
4 hours
read
into the
anything.
Conversation. What is it that
they keep
I don't even know what
saying
this video is about, to be honest. Second time watching
they keep Marianne and Zayd Jelani people. They say he's been pandering to the right thing because he talks about the right freedom of speech bullshit. But I think he correctly points out he's been talking about this bullshit since way before Twitter. So this is not a new form of madness. So that's one. Secondly, since basically this Twitter thing, he's fallen off into like eyes of everybody. Nobody really cares. Nobody even takes him seriously.
But he didn't think that in the beginning, though. But
no.
Okay, sorry.
No, even in the beginning, man. When you come on YouTube or whatever and start saying that, I'm starting to realize, first you say, I used to think Democrats are for freedom of speech, but now I can see Democrats are also not for freedom of speech. Then, like a bit
did this
a
dumb
year
fuck
later,
say that?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did say many times when Trump came. When Trump, started to come and they Democrats started going after.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
For the record, I never liked
that
him.
was. Yeah, he didn't. It's true. That's true.
Someone write this down.
That
Anybody writing this down.
He liked Glenn Greenwald.
Hey, let's not go there.
Let's talk in 10 years. Let's talk in 10 years. Yeah. But anyway, then a year later, he comes on YouTube or whatever again, and he has the audacity to say, yeah, I'm starting to think that, even a billionaire like Elon Musk with, good intentions might not have been enough. I'm starting to think personal, feelings of people or personal agendas of people might get in the way of them acting in benefit of freedom of speech. So I'm sorry, nobody takes you seriously anymore because you're talking like a 5-year-old. I figured that sun comes out in the morning. So nobody's reading his recent material. And then he goes on to list, last week I wrote about this left-wing cause in Michigan, then some people did that. And nobody gives a shit like about some local pathetic topic.
No, you're absolutely right. Nobody takes them kind of seriously.
Because nobody reads your stupid ass articles because nobody can take you seriously when you say shit. I used to think Democrats
that's so funny you say that because that's my biggest thing. I can't take him seriously. I can take Bri seriously. I can take Glenn. I can't take him seriously.
Robbie seriously? No, I can't.
No, I can take Robbie even seriously. No. But you're right though. That's the kind. I mean, you can be wrong on something, but you're right. You can't take him seriously. Or I don't know. I'm just latching onto this. You can't take him seriously.
He's like most like like Elon Musk basically fucked him and left him, high and dry. And and that event, I'm sorry, when you get fucked by such a dumbass, it just nobody cares anymore. So nobody read those articles. So they thought. Because whenever they hear about you, it's related to Elon Musk. So they thought you didn't do. But you probably did. Good for you. Yeah, you're balanced.
Yeah. No. You're absolutely right. But another thing, I don't remember what the point that you were making, but I just want to jump on that, is that in the beginning, he did think that Elon Musk and going on Twitter was going to bring a bigger platform. I can't remember what this point is related to, but I wanted to say that.
So maybe to increase his subscriptions? Maybe he was playing a game.
I mean, he probably thought it was a good idea. Hey, Elon Musk, who just bought Twitter, is giving me these Twitter files.
You watch this interview. He seems like the type of Thomas that genuinely thinks like he's doing things for their morality. I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't think he's even that deep in
But
terms
I
of
think,
like,
but
you know.
is his stuff like not doing well? So I do agree that people don't take
Oh,
him
it's I'm
seriously.
sure
But would
doing
you?
no
Yeah,
with the
because he has so
with
much
the
money in the bank, right? He has so much credit in the
yeah
bank.
yeah exactly. Yeah, I'm sure he's still doing fine with. I mean, go if you go to the comments, most of the comments are in his support. That yeah, Matt, the poor Matt, the Jesus Christ of our times, getting it from both left and right because of his principles of freedom of speech. Yeah, yeah. I mean, sure.
Damn.
You know, I know because I've seen this with other people I like too, and then they say something, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna like anything you say from now on. It's not gonna be taken seriously. Like, you
No, you're right.
undermine yourself, buddy. You know,
Yeah.
unless you come back and you atone and you say, "How could I be this stupid?" Nobody's gonna take you seriously anymore. But you must atone.
Agree.
And I was defending this stuff for so long. Can you remember? There was like a year we had a back and forth.
No, me, I was never, for
Yeah,
some
you were
reason,
never a
never a
fan.
fan because he never, for some reason, attracted me. And then, yeah, and then he just got on my nerves.
I mean, to be fair, I got so bitter after he left Useful Idiots, promising he would come back soon.
Oh, yeah.
And for 1 year, I kept my subscription. That money, as they say in Islam, should be haram for you. It should have stuck in your throat. And
And
okay,
he
this
left
is
it for
getting too
what? To write a
dark.
book, right? Did that book come out?
Right, first write a book and then this Twitter
I'm
file
not
shit.
judging
I
him
don't know.
because it takes
No,
a
no,
while
no.
to write a book. But did this book come out, by the way? No, because it's
Oh
been
yeah,
like 2 to
yeah,
3
yeah,
years. It
yeah,
came
yeah, he
out?
did. Yeah,
What
yeah.
was his book?
I don't remember something about how now the left wing are censorship.
I
I'm
actually didn't
sure it
hear
was.
about it whatsoever.
I think we talked about it, man. I'm pretty sure we talked about it. Good bibliography.
It's not like Can't Breed, right?
No, no. About a year, the latest one, 2000. Go up.
Where do I go? Where
Go up,
would
go,
it?
go up. Oh, this one. Wait. It wasn't it Hate Inc? Or he wrote that
No. That was
before?
ages ago. I don't actually know
All
where
right.
they would show it to you in chronological order.
Griftopia? No, that's
No,
not
no,
it.
these are all old. Honestly, I don't think that book has come out.
No, I'm sure he's not that. Go to his bibliography.
Yeah, I'm looking.
History. Oh, go to self. Hey, Taboo. No, Taibbi.
Look,
Anonymous.
2019, Hate Inc.
Oh,
Oh,
motherfucker, you didn't
Anonymous,
even write a
2000.
book. Jesus Christ. Go to self-publish. Maybe it's in the self-publishing part.
No, but I mean, to be fair, if his book would have come out, it should have been. Because listen, when did he do that?
Wait,
He said he left in
self-publishing.
2020.
Wait. Oh, the business secret. That's the one.
No,
I think
because
that's the one. He talked about
which
there is
one?
a drug, the business secret of whatever. It's about I don't know, drug dealer or something.
No, that's impossible.
Here.
When
Yeah,
did he
it's this
leave
one.
Useful Idiots?
2000, something like that. Yeah.
No.
Or even earlier.
It was
yeah.
post-COVID.
Yeah. COVID was 2019.
20. It only started in
19.
March 2020.
No, in Europe. Or well, he's in America, so
I mean, even in
maybe.
China, it was only.
No, in China it was in
Unless it was
in
this
Span.
book, but no, this book would have come out. You know, we're in 2024 right now.
But anyway, nobody read it or bought it or talked about it. It's about some drug dealers. I have no idea.
But this came in August 2021.
I think it was
Matt
this
Taibbi. What was the name of the show? Useful Idiots?
Useful Idiots, yeah. Last episode or something. So it's still the name of the channel is with goddamn truly awful people.
I really don't know, double check, man, but it can't be. You know, we only started doing our videos
No, I'm pretty
in
sure it's that one.
2021.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
2020, I thought.
Nope.
I mean, not that there's big difference. but
2021.
The way I said no. But, well, all right.
That's the thing. I'm pretty sure this book hasn't come out yet.
I'm pretty sure it has, but whatever. Oh,
And
is he back on use? Maybe he's back on Useful Idiots, huh? Because
a year
nowhere
ago.
else will have him. Oh, it's a year ago. Okay.
I really don't know how to
You
double check
can't
this.
expect to.
But you know what I can double check is when we started our videos.
Well, you can't expect to. His problem is, he expects to come out and say, I believe in flat Earth theory, and then people are still like, oh, why don't they take me seriously? I don't know. But I mean, does it matter? Really?
It does matter.
All right.
You see, we did our first video 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. We only started in 2021. I'm 100% sure about that. And I know. And we actually even started not like 3 years and something, like literally 3 years ago. So that book came out at that time. I don't think his next book has come out. But yeah, he never talks about it. This sounds much more interesting. The business secrets of drug dealing and almost true.
I mean, nobody asks about it because nobody cares anymore. But yeah, you're right. It's probably much better.
Because you know why nobody cares? How can anybody care about anything about anybody who says something like this?
Play.
And all the young men that watched that.
And what date was this on?
February
13th
of 23.
So this is 2 months before those text message or those DMs were sent.
It's so strange to get such
cut through like 20 seconds ahead. I don't care what Rogan says.
Who's Elon Musk essentially on letting all the information get released? Yeah, I mean, I think Elon Musk essentially he spent $44 billion to become a whistleblower of his own company.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't really fully know his motives in doing that. I think he's got a pretty developed sense of humor, though.
Yeah.
And that comes through. I think he gets a kick out of seeing all this stuff come out on Twitter, which used to be kind of the private stomping ground of all of these whiny journalists. And now
who's the whiny
information that is just horrifying to all of them. I mean, $44 billion is a lot to spend on that thrill, but I'm glad he did.
Well, he truly believes that.
Like somebody splurging to,
Yeah, nobody's gonna read your book after that.
No.
After that, nobody's gonna ask you advice about anything. They're like, listen, lunch will be what it's going to be, okay? We don't care what you want to eat for lunch. You sit down, we'll put the plate in front of you. You eat it if you want, you don't eat it if you don't want.
I'm pretty sure after this, there were a couple of calls. So, Matt, I know I asked you to, in case of our death, to take over as a guardian of our child. Yeah.
Forget about that. Yeah, we're all good. We're good. I have this aunt.
Live forever.
He's 92. Has cancer.
He's a bit racist, but still, I think she can.
I'll go with her.
Safer pair of hands, you see. But I mean, this is what happens, by the way, when you. I think Matt Taibbi has like about 8 children, also.
Yeah, he does have a lot of kids, right?
I think that plays.
I know he has 3. I think
you're
exaggerating a bit.
Yeah. No, I think it's about 83, but I'm not exaggerating.
But 80, adding it to
I do think that. Yeah, but I do think like Ryan Graham, I do think kids like 1, 2 are manageable. More than that, you just you lose too much brain power and all that. I feel or something.
Yeah, and then you.
And there's not enough time. I don't know. He seems to have become increasingly stupid as time.
Fair enough. And okay. So based on this video, this is the no, hold on. This is the video that we have from before. So do you still think he did something with his teeth?
Oh, let me zoom in a bit, can you? Whenever he.
Yeah, I don't know. He
If
doesn't.
you go to a useful idiot video with him, go to a useful video with him because it's like zoomed in on his face.
Yeah, you're right. The camera.
And I feel like he's done something. Yeah, I feel like
Although you know
he
where
put
I
some
stand up with
laminate
fake
there.
teeth, so I'm not making fun of him.
No, I mean this is not even fake teeth. I think he's laminated. You know, they put teeth basically.
Oh, this is 2 months ago.
Hello.
Hold on, then we'll go to an older one.
No, go away.
Man, I haven't seen
What
Aaron
is
Matt
this
in
set? You're
50
right. What is
years.
this? Batchet? Big shit?
Racket.
Oh
There
yeah,
we
because
go.
he's also particularly.
Okay, so here he doesn't have the
Racket.
beard.
That's his new
Do you
podcast.
think he? I don't know.
This is from 2 months ago.
Yeah, but he doesn't have his beard, so it helps.
No, I feel no. This is too new, man.
Yeah, let's go a bit older. No, I want to see that
Yeah,
too.
but this is too new. Oh yeah, I think he's done something with his teeth. I think he's done something with his teeth. Now put 2019 or something. You think Elon paid for it directly or gave him the money to pay to the dentist?
Oh my God, you remember? Wait, I found a good video where they act like, I know a good video where they act like idiots in front of screen. But these guys should be ever so grateful.
Well,
Anyway, this is from
Matt
3 years
Taibbi,
ago.
Daniel. Go to a picture where it's just him.
Here we go. Okay, here's his
Oh,
monologue.
yeah, in the beginning. Yeah. Can even put him on mute just so we see.
Yeah, no, he's on mute. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to know it. Nah.
No, you're right. Maybe not. Maybe not.
No, it's just the beard that's.
Yeah, you're right. Or maybe he did something with his skin. I mean,
But does Katie Halper still waste and share her money with these guys? Now you've taken all their credit.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't look. Katie Halper is on very, very thin ice. She's not funny.
Yeah,
She
she's
doesn't have
always
any
on thin
analysis.
ice. You're right.
So
You're right. That is a bit of an
exactly,
issue
she's
for
always
her.
so she has to have these collaborators. Yeah, she doesn't have anything to contribute, basically. So you know, it's just I have to keep these people around. That's
Yeah, you're right.
because with all the what's his name? Just said you haven't seen in a million years.
Aaron Matt.
Aaron Matt. You know, you can every time you bring him in, he talks about the cylinders in Syria. There is something, you know, you can get it. There is some talking points to get out of him,
Yeah.
for sure.
Fair enough.
But yeah, but Katie Halper was on bad faith last night or something.
Oh yeah, sure she was.
World's
But okay,
sharpest
all right.
But
Let's move on. Let's
end with
see what we have. So yeah, I mean,
I
we're
think
definitely not gonna get into this.
we had some fun.
If anybody
unrelated
wants
stuff.
to watch this, Rob Henderson,
Which
how
one?
luxury beliefs took over
Oh,
the elite.
unheard stuff. Yeah.
Every now and then when I can't find anything, I don't know.
Show
Unheard
this
video is a
and the
bit
next one,
comforting.
another unheard.
They're comforting. I don't know. They get
Yeah,
into
yeah, no, I
conversations,
agree.
discussions. I don't know why. It's just
No, but I
comforting
feel
every now and
I
then.
feel both of these videos, one is about therapy and one is about luxury beliefs that rich people or well-off people or whatever have. It's like, I don't know why it's like the most obvious thing in the world, and oh, some therapy can be bad, or
Yeah.
you know, oh, rich people have weird things to distinguish
Very
themselves.
much on a
It's like,
spectrum.
and then they have these discussions, and you know, these people are let's clap. What a brilliant, what a genius take he had. That some beliefs are bullshit. I don't like it's unheard is so weird. They just the most obvious thing they said, like it's
Yes,
so
but they know the
profound.
most obvious thing for their audience. So, like, I mean, when you
Yeah.
see the title of the video, the topic, you're like, oh yeah, someone picked the right video.
Well, for
You
their
see what I mean?
yeah,
For
their
their
target
audience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Stupid people who think they're smart. Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly the target.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's just unheard. They're being their usual, you know,
Yeah.
muckrakers or whatever. But let's end on some unrelated. I think I have some unrelated stuff, right? At the end. What's after Sean Diddy? Because I thought I had something.
Oh, Sean did. Anyway, I
Sean
don't even know
Diddy's.
what this is. I can
He
come back to
changes
this.
his name every
Then
half
we
an
have
hour.
Richard Dawkins. I saw this video, but I didn't click on it.
Oh, let's do the Richard Dawkins and stuff,
And that's
I guess,
about it.
because
Then
it's more
Candace
really.
Owens and
I mean,
Nick
that's
Ferrari.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of these. But the Hawkins one, I think you'll truly enjoy. So I would
Let's see.
say,
Yeah, I saw it. I
yeah, watch
skipped it
it.
because I thought it's not that surprising. Because I mean, this doesn't surprise me. Richard Dawkins joins moral panic on religion. Although I'm usually fair towards them. Let's see what it says.
Dawkins was perhaps the most well-known of the
Go
new
to parts where he
atheists.
talks.
Sorry?
I would fast forward to where he talks. Yeah, like I would
Richard
skip
Dawkins.
this comp. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it gives you the highlights of what he says.
Is plummeting, but the erection of mosques across Europe, I think 6,000 are under construction, and there are many more, I mean, are being planned. So do you regard that as a problem? Do you think that matters?
Yes, I do really. I mean, I don't. I have to choose my words carefully. I mean, if I had to choose between Christianity and Islam, I choose Christianity every single time. I mean, it seems to me to be a fundamentally decent religion.
All right, I can't listen to this.
Fundamentally decent religion.
I
Play
can't
more.
listen to this
Play
level
more.
of stupidity.
In a
No,
way that
it's
I think
fun.
Islam is not.
I think you're going to have to explain why you say that, Professor Dawkins. Why is Islam fundamentally not decent like Christianity?
Yes, I mean the way women are treated. I mean, Christianity is not great about that. It's had its problems with female vicars and female.
So for someone who is such a critical thinker, he takes things by their word, pretty much. This is Richard Dawkins. Why do we have to, like you said, why do we have to listen to a biologist as if,
he
and
knows
respect
anything
him in
about
the same way about social sciences? Once you're not talking about that, you're back to, all our levels and normal human level, and
yeah, he's
I
he's
could
a
be listening to anybody saying this.
Yeah. To be honest, I mean, it just betrays his lack of religious knowledge as well. Because if anything, to be honest, Islam is far more peaceful than Christianity. And I'm saying this as a Shia Muslim, which is basically Christianity. We are basically the psychos of Islam just going around.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even debate them on those grounds.
I know,
but
it's just a ridiculous comparison at any rate, because you're talking about things with so much variety within them.
In real life.
But I would say something that kind of goes to the Marianne Williamson and Brianna's debate, and something that is in the news. I want to ask you, because in a sense, in a policy sense, I kind of agree with him. If I was English, if I was living in Europe, just like I am in Iran, or just if I was in Palestine, I would not approve of this mass migration of bunch of people with different set of beliefs and languages. And then I do believe a state, I believe in a state. I'm not some anarchist, God forbid. And I believe a state should, promote and maintain a cultural cohesion within a geographical area, let's say.
To an extent,
I'm not saying to become,
yes, but I would disagree with that premise of A, the mass migration, B, the taking over, and the C, having to protect it in that way. I think you can just
what?
You can just let life work
No,
itself
you
out
can't.
on that in a much easier way when it comes to quote unquote religion.
Well,
Not with
if you
how
can't-
people come and go in your country, sure. But the religion thing, I mean, I would never be genuinely
No,
concerned for that. Even though if I
mean,
like
Matt-
where I live in the certain way that it is, I would just never be scared of Geneva becoming, I don't even know. I don't even know what the scare would be.
More Muslim Islam.
Not more
Not
Muslim. I guess to
scared,
become
man. It's not about that's the
ISIS.
thing. No, it's not about being scared. I like my cultural values that I believe in to continue, right? And
But
I
they
pay
do
my taxes,
continue,
or
and they shift, and everything shifts.
yeah, all right. It's all about the measure of it, I suppose. You know, I don't like it to speak. I do think London, man. I'm sorry, but it's true. There's areas of, you know, areas of London you walk and you don't hear English. My friends teach in London schools. Half of the students can't speak English. I'm sorry, language is specifically language more than
that has
mosque and all
nothing to
that.
do with
You
religion.
cannot allow. No,
That
I
has
was
nothing to do with
talking about
religion.
immigrant. But usually, often people of different religion are of different language. But you know, in this case of UK, at least it is.
And I don't even know about that. People who don't speak the language as a whole or no. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't
What
even
do you mean
really.
you don't know about it?
I wouldn't even really believe that.
Well, you should go to London and see
I
with
was
your
there.
own
People
eyes.
spoke English. I guess it depends
Some
where you go
of
in
them,
London.
some places. Exactly, it depends. But whole of UK should not. Everybody in a country should be able to speak that language. It should be a must, man. It should be.
Fine.
I'm sorry,
I
but
agree
it's
with
the
that.
same.
You know what?
Same.
Everybody in the
But
world should
then
speak
I
English
don't.
and then another language. I'll give you
No,
that.
no, that's
That
a
would be much
personal thing.
better.
I'm just saying, if you want to have a if you want to have a cohesive society, people should speak at the minimum the same language. I
Fair
mean,
enough.
and to be honest, I genuinely don't think, even put language aside, if the language is the same and the faith is different, I'm not too, you know, especially in UK or Iran, man, the religion is completely tied to the political system.
Yeah.
So yeah, sure. If you're Catholic, I'm sorry, but you gotta be careful. Like seriously, cannot. I don't think they should be even equal citizens in many ways, because they have different loyalties, man. Either these things
Do they
matters.
though?
Yeah, they believe in the Pope as being the highest authority on
They
earth.
both believe in the same God.
But Church of England, no, but Church of England believes the king to be the highest authority on earth.
So should
Like,
they kick out all other Europeans, you mean?
no, but I don't know about to be honest, I'm not sure about the voting rights at all. Like, frankly, I don't understand this. Like, these things either mean something, or
well, they
it's
don't.
Really interesting when it.
That's the thing, though. They don't.
So why do they get government tax exemptions? Why do they get those buildings? Why do they get if they cancel all that shit? Then maybe Then maybe they.
Because you can't.
You know, it doesn't.
Because everything is just like a fight over power.
Okay, fight. All right, so I'm fighting for my right to have these idiots excluded from power. That's all I'm saying. That I'm hoping. I'm just saying you can't have your country.
But then you can claim that you're liberal.
I'm not.
Which is another part of their identity, though. Not you.
Oh, this idiot.
Like the UK or him.
Richard Dawkins, yeah.
Or I mean, no, Richard Dawkins was saying the stupidest thing because he just compared two caricatures of religion.
Yeah.
For someone who's so scientific.
Yeah, exactly. He's just.
Which is not. I mean, everyone's expert in their own thing.
I mean, you know, say
I would not
like
ask. I'm gonna go to two different people this weekend. One is gonna change the oil of my car, and one is going to do a blood test. I would definitely not swap these two people around, or I would not ask my doctor to change my car's oil. No, it's not. He's kind of doing. He's kind of doing that.
No, he's not doing the same.
He's a physician. He has nothing to. No. He could know about other stuff, but he does not. He's not a physician. Sorry, a physicist.
From that angle, no. He's a physicist. No, what are you talking about? I thought you were saying he's comparing a mechanic
no,
doctor.
No.
Like
I just meant that, like, you know, his take on this is as valuable as my take.
Oh, yes, sure, or probably less. You're educated in social sciences.
I mean, you've seen this book, right? History of the world map by map. That's how educated I have. I have a few
other books
items here. In Iran, when they used to go to school in the 1500s, this was their pencil case.
Yes, and you used to use it.
I use the same pencil case. This is my I take this.
I mean, I recall you telling me that you had a series of books that informed your political outlook when you were a kid. Tintin. especially Tintin in Africa and Tintin in.
Have you not heard of this Iranian traditional toy where you open a? Okay, some say that it has a Russian background, and this one might say Arsenal on it, but
it's Russian. That's
no, you see, no, it's not. No,
Iranians have not yet managed to claim that. But I genuinely think like country means basically a set of shared practices, a culture. If you allow them to change too fast, it doesn't mean anything. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. But I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. And that's one way of defining
That's, by the way,
country.
why Switzerland, that's why Switzerland has, no, that's not one way. That is culture.
Well, Switzerland can't, I mean, if Switzerland doesn't have a common language, how
that's
can
why
you have
they
a
have
common culture?
Oh, Switzerland? No, I mean, to be fair, yes, Switzerland is not a real country.
I don't see
No,
the
that's not a-
Germans. I don't know where they are.
No, I would say those are different dialects of the same language. Europeans like to say
German
French
and French
Italian.
are not the same dialect.
Oh yeah, you're right. French and German are not, but French and Italian are. And yeah, I mean, German is just they are basically invaders who are, came and are living there. So whatever. I don't know about that.
The other day, I saw the funniest news headline. Actually, it had nothing to do with Russian. With language, but it said that Geneva is the second biggest city, in Switzerland. In Switzerland, where coke is consumed, and they based this on like water contamination. And I was like, what's the second biggest city? I mean, like, it's not gonna be like the village on top of the mountain where there's like a grandpa and his grandson. I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be like, and it's like after Zurich. I'm like, okay, so
the Romansh people are famously into cocaine, okay? Up in the mountains doing coke.
I'm like, that makes sense.
And
so the biggest city is number one and the second biggest city. Actually, I don't know if Geneva is the second biggest city. I think it is, but I'm pretty sure.
I thought Zurich is the biggest.
No, Zurich is number one by like 4 or 5 amounts.
No.
Zurich Geneva was the first. Yeah, Geneva was the second. So, and like the story was reporting how Geneva is the second biggest consumer. I was like, it's the second biggest city. Who else would be first? You get what I mean? Zurich and Geneva. So the study found that the second biggest city consumes the second amount of coke in the country.
And the first biggest city consumes the most.
Exactly. Very insightful.
I wonder how much was the budget for that study, because those scientists made quite a lot of money.
My bet was definitely on the village, but
I always thought, those villages in the mountain, they
I was like, you sure it's not them? Double check.
I hear cocaine in chalets.
I can't find a story. I just want to double check because sometimes I make wrong
they shouldn't
statements.
Even release. No, they shouldn't even release.
No, at first when I saw the headline, I was like, oh wow, because I thought it was in Europe. So I was like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, interesting.
You're not allowed to have your own lists. Like if you're less than,
you can't have your...
If you have less than 5 cities
in my household,
you don't get a list.
I consume the most meat. Okay. Who's in your household? Exactly.
It is me, my wife. That's it. You are not allowed to like. Do they have a football team league or something? Do they?
Barely.
How many
no, because at first I saw the headline,
I
was like, holy shit, I'm not surprised. Yeah. And I was like, this isn't Switzerland. This does not that's not a...
No,
and the tallest only child.
What's the Are they into rugby or some shit, or are they into football?
Hockey is the national sport, I believe.
Ice hockey?
Yeah, and then football. Football is probably the most popular, but hockey
is more traditional, I suppose.
Kinda, but
what's the like? Do they reach more than 10 teams in their Premier League, or?
Yeah, actually, you were spot on. I believe
it's 10. They have 10
Listen, there's
cities.
9 million people. There's so much you can do with 9 million people, okay? Don't push it. That's yeah, I mean, literally there are 9 million Swiss. So I mean, there's so much you can do.
And most of them are there, like
yeah, they're
dual
12.
citizens.
Okay,
They're
you
for
see,
tax
you were
season.
wrong.
12. I'm sorry. Are they all from yeah. Basel is another big city. I guess that's the third one, right?
Yeah.
Basel? What is the?
Yeah. And yeah, Servette is actually name of my neighborhood, but that's the name of the Geneva team. And Young Boys is, and Lugano, who's in third,
Young
has a
Boys?
Lugano is in
that
Zurich. That's Zurich. Don't get any no nasty thoughts, okay? And oh my
Young
God,
Boys is not allowed. Is that allowed
yeah,
to,
that's
like...
not the Germans.
I know
Telling
sexual
not
like,
surprised, huh?
age
They
of
thought it was
consent
a
is
great
lower.
name. They thought it was a great name. Whoever came up with it is like, I have a brilliant idea. Listen to me. Listen. The third team, though, Lugano, has a population of 63,000. Pretty much, if you're there on the right day, you make it as the forward. If you're there on the right day, you're captain.
If you're punctual, you make it to the team.
Sam, you're on time. So listen, you're putting you up front as the goal scorer.
Have you ever played football? No, it's fine. Come, you learn as we play.
So put on those gloves, yeah. Listen, you know the rules. No worries, no worries.
Just hit the ball with your legs. Don't touch it. But I swear to God, you can Google it, but I'm pretty sure there is like residential complexes in Tehran that have more than 62,000 people.
Man,
I'm pretty sure.
London has this in a neighborhood based on what I
exactly,
based on what I saw. This is a borough in London, whatever the hell they call it. Yo, interesting one thing about London, they put the street signs low. What's up with that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Where did that come from? Yeah, you like
I'm sure. Yeah. I talked to the Charles after he became the king. It was all good. They moved
lower it.
Lower it 30 centimeters lower.
I was like, what's going there? Why is the street sign like on the curve over there?
I think it was UK. In the UK, you know what I found weird? They don't do the, it's always like you have 1, 2, the number of the houses. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, like, odd numbers. One side, even number. I don't think London wasn't like that. I feel like, or was it some other city?
No, my street they did that on the street where I was staying. Because my sister
so
was
maybe
like
it was some other country.
2 apartments down, so I knew the
number.
I was looking at the street numbers. Yeah, it was like that. But yeah, no, the thing where they put it on the curbs, that was interesting. I was like, okay, why?
There are people lurking on the ground, not even watching. They're just
if someone's crawling, they need to know.
Yeah, a lot of drunk people at night get lost. Okay, this is for them.
True, maybe. Yeah, that makes sense.
See,
didn't think of them. You see, helps to be inclusive. You have an inclusive mind.
Yeah, man. We were talking about this off the show, and we weren't supposed to say it on the show, but I'm gonna say it. Just in Europe, just besides British people, the rest are not.
No. There's some fine people in Geneva, okay, including myself.
There is some fine immigrants in Geneva. I give you that.
This country needs the immigrants.
Switzerland is old too, right? Like Italy. Relative, like that's a
old
problem.
And then there's old.
And have you read about Korea and Japan?
Oh yes. Korea, I literally saw this article that said that they're gonna go extinct. I was like, okay, take it easy.
No, he's right though. It's so fun. No, I love the fact that, by the way, they don't consider themselves part of the human race. So they're like, yeah, we are going extinct. Yeah, so that's nice. But second, it was so funny because they came up and they were like, yeah, we lost 6 million people this year. Like, we had 3 births and 6 million people died. So on average, 5 million 9. Yeah. Yeah, good luck.
But yeah,
But
but okay, was there
let's
anything else? I mean, I kind of
just
closed the thing, but
yeah, let's just end with the. Did you not know anything about P. Diddy stuff? I thought
oh
you
yeah,
might be able to illuminate me.
no,
No. Apparently, basically, he's been like forcing people into having sex, both men and
oh,
women.
let me see.
And apparently, half of the rappers that we thought were like, I thought they were gangsters and stuff, they are all like gay, or they had to basically suck cock to achieve fame. So
Let me see.
And oh, apparently he killed Tupac.
Sean Diddy Combs is back in the spotlight today after federal agents raided his homes in Miami and Los Angeles last week. The New York Post reports today that authorities will widen the investigation into Diddy's past. Tanya Rubin, a victim of a 1999 Club New York shooting, told this to News Nation. Let's listen.
I'm willing to have a doctor remove a part of the 9mm bullet in my face so that they can use it as evidence if need be for this trial.
Almost 25 years ago, Sean Combs, his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez, his bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones, and rapper Jamal Barrow were arrested following a shooting inside a Times Square club that wounded 3 bystanders. Now, if that isn't enough, the record label named in Rodney Lil Rod Jones' lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs of sexual abuse is sending a letter to a federal judge seeking their dismissal from that lawsuit.
Ooh, so this has been a story that has gotten bigger as opposed to smaller as time has gone on, in part because of all of these civil lawsuits that have been filed, not just before the raid last week, but on the day of the raid and since then. You mentioned this civil suit filed by Lil Rod. He alleges that he's seen Combs display his guns and brag about getting away with shooting people. Combs' attorney has responded saying that Lil Rod is nothing more than a liar who filed a $30 million lawsuit, shamelessly looking for an undeserved payday. But the Lil Rod allegations do provide potentially some interesting context for, again, this 1999 club shooting that resulted in that young woman, Rubin, being shot in the face and still living with
having shrapnel. That is crazy.
Right. And another kind of point of public interest in this case is that at the time, of course, Diddy was dating Jennifer Lopez. In one of these civil suits, there's an allegation that she is the one that brought, of course, just an allegation, but brought the gun inside of the club. Questions about what she knew at the time and how much she knew about it, especially if reportedly, Diddy is someone who has been bragging about how he's been able to get away and get off from these gun charges. After the 99 club shooting, his friend, one of their associates, was charged with 10 years in jail for that, but Diddy was not implicated.
Yeah, and you can pay to make civil lawsuits go away. You can't pay to make a federal investigation go away. So I think this feels like the tip of the iceberg. This feels like we're about to get into some real stuff that has been buried a long time, that has been alluded to in terms of sexual behavior at his properties. I think last time we talked about this, we played the clip of Usher being asked about it on Howard Stern all those years back. Usher, underage at the time, says he was underage.
Very
when he
underage,
lost
13 years old.
Virginity there,
right.
Kind of alluding to the things going on. Now of these new accusations of sexual misconduct, I think one of them does concern a woman who was underage at the time.
And on you,
we're getting into some bad territory.
Yeah, I see. No, I haven't heard any of this.
And apparently he's killed Tupac. So.
Oh, that too?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
Tupac. They know who killed Tupac.
No, that guy. He paid that guy or something. He has connections with goddamn Nation of Islam as well. So it is likely, I guess. I don't know. I'm just like they say he's the guy who paid the guy who killed him. But like at any rate, what the fuck is going on? Like I have no idea.
I don't think.
Did you know none of this? I kind of guessed Jay-Z was always gay because he always seemed a bit.
Jay-Z, why'd you keep on going back to Jay-Z?
Because did you see that video of billionaires? Go to the billionaire video. Have you seen it?
Yeah, no. For a movie star, he's dressed. No,
he's not a movie star.
For an entertainer.
He's a rapper.
For an entertainer.
No, again, different. We have different kinds of entertainer.
No, he's just very, very,
Diddy
and what's it
short
called?
billionaire.
And no, he's dressed very normally.
No.
This clip you mean,
No,
right?
yeah. And there's other clips.
2020, y'all. Yeah.
Here.
And it's different than.
Look at his lips, man.
2016.
That's how his lips are. What do you want him to do?
Been elevated.
No, he's doing a thing as well.
As we can tell, there's no excuse.
No, I
Eyes,
think he's
lips.
finding what he's saying very cringe, and like his face is just blowing up in that way.
That too, but I do think the way his hair is, everything. I don't know. I feel like I have a good gaydar, but time will tell.
Yeah, no.
And he's married to Beyonce, which is the biggest, like, feels like bullshit, man. I don't think Beyonce has sexuality, but
Yeah, that that I
she's
agree
probably
with you.
asexual. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I thought this is
Did
gonna be like, you're
Jay-Z
gonna be
know
like
some-
all over this.
Huh?
I thought you're gonna be all over this, telling me about all the intrinsic, like, you know, this rapper is bad with Sam. You're not in the streets. I thought you're the host who's supposed to be in contact
I'm
with
trying
the
to keep
streets.
Switzerland together with all these cultural differences.
Yeah.
I'm more busy with
Linguistic.
Yeah, like guys, we need to find a solution.
Yeah, Switzerland, yeah, not many nations act as the banking center for all the corrupt people in the world.
I'm telling them
and,
to
you know, can live
maximize
off
on
of that.
They're not listening to me. I'm like, guys,
They are maximizing
if
on that.
something
How
is
much
working, more, lean
Yeah.
into it more. There's always
They
more.
have. They can't lean
More.
into it more. Germany is about to invade. They leaned into it so much. Yeah.
But yeah. But
Well,
okay.
yeah, anyways.
All right. Let's wrap this up. It's been a good show. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And we'll
And-
see you next show.
Let's do something to make the page more active. Comment below. Who was the most pathetic of all? Matt Taibbi, Cornel West, Marianne Williamson, Cenk Uygur. Who had the biggest decline? Just comment.